war zone. Can I have the remote? Does anybody have the remote? Are we sitting on it? I just realized this TV is blasting as it's been all day. So seriously, just seconds ago, we got an like Amber Alert on our phone that there's this national emergency. Everybody move near protected space. Move near a bomb shelter, and be on the alert. So what's happening, like right at this moment, is that is that that they have detected a possible launch from Iran coming our way, and so just based on this, so we have no idea, that these missiles take hours, if not like drones take hours to get here, and the missiles take fewer hours, but still, I think about two or so. So I no idea. There's no time frame attached to this alert. So anyway, so in the meantime, I'll stay close to the shelters, and we just had a siren right before that, about a half hour ago or so, from a missile launched from Yemen by the Houthis. It took them a while to get in the game here. The Iran has been bombarded all day, so Iran has only managed to get off about 200 drones aimed at Israel, and none of them crossed even into Israeli territory. Apparently, were shot down like over Iraq and Jordan, and so that was all. So that's it so far. And so the question now is, did Israel totally take out all of the offensive weapons? Did they paralyze the Iranians? I don't know the answer to that question. I don't know. I mean, there are the Israeli pundits, the pro-Israeli pundits are saying yes. Let me see. In Israel, they are warning Iran, any missiles will bring upon another attack. So what has already happened though today, and let me just get some notes here. I mean, because so much has happened, actually. So much. Today's just been like bombarded with, I mean, we've been literally bombarded with news, with just constant updates, what's happening. There have been about 5 waves of Israeli attacks on Iran. Iran is, I should pull up a map so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Here, let's see Iran, and then we'll back out from there. Let's see, guys. Let me get you looking at this with me, so we can. Yeah, sorry, do you hear the screaming here in the background? They're trying to be quiet, but they're not that quiet. Right? Okay. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Well, when you're cooped up all day and told to shelter in place, what was that from? Shelter in place, COVID. Okay. So yeah, here you go. Here's Iran. Here's Israel over here. Here is Tehran, the capital of Iran. Here's what the Israeli planes would have had to cross Jordan, Iraq, into Iran. We'd have to find out where all this is. A large country. I mean, look at the size. They're all the way up to Armenia and Azerbaijan. A little bit of a border with Turkey, around Iraq, the Gulf over here. And then over here with Turkmenistan, Afghanistan, Pakistan. So anyway, it is an enormous country, but Israel has been all over, according to the reports we've been getting, is that they have been all over there, in different sites, taking out different sites. There's word that the Natanz nuclear base has been severely damaged. I also read that I think it was I was trying to say this yesterday, the Energy Atomic AE, atomic energy, something, AEIE. Oh my gosh, I forgot the letters. Okay. That this agency was saying, like, you cannot just bomb nuclear plants. There's danger of fallout. So that, is also concerning. Okay. So what have they done? Um, so apparently the first blow was targeted at Iranian officials, a lot of military officials, then and scientists. Then a wave on the Natanz nuclear facility, and then a surface-to-air missile systems in Tehran. There were a lot of strikes in Tehran, which is the capital, which is a very crowded city. These weren't just all strikes out in the open. Another wave of attacks in Western Iran on apparently surface to air missiles and ballistic missiles. And then another wave on surface to air missiles and ballistic missiles, different storehouses. Now, why is this coming now? This is exactly 61 days after President Trump's 60-day ultimatum that he gave to Iran, which was, let's negotiate, let's make a deal. It's a very Trump approach. Let's make a deal. So let's make a deal, giving you 60 days. Day 61, 3 a.m., Israel just started. Israel has been chomping at the bit to do something like this for decades, I dare say. It's been a while. I mean, we even heard a speech from Netanyahu that was from 2010. Actually, even in in the 80s, he also gave a speech where they talk about Iran, it's the enemies of Israel, but then it got more specific, like with Iran, and they've been saying that they are the head of the octopus. And it's interesting because when Naftali Bennett was the prime minister, he had a little bit of a different theory where he said we should go after the legs of the octopus. Whereas Netanyahu has been widely focused on the head of the octopus, which is Iran. Now, why the legs of the octopus? You've got the proxy groups and, being Hamas, Hezbollah, the Houthis, and then militias in Iraq and elsewhere. Okay, so we're kind of all just sitting here and waiting around for what possible retaliation can there be a retaliation? Are they capable of retaliating? So it's kind of a funny place to be in. The Jerusalem, I mean, I'm sure all of Israel, but specifically Jerusalem. I even went to the Old City today. It is shut down. It's like the days of COVID. Like when you went into the Old City, I couldn't even get in. They put a police barricade. Now, another thing to know about this lovely evening, you can just catch the last drop of the sunset there. How beautiful. Look at that, how the colors. Let me move over so you can see that. So it's Shabbat. Shabbat, this being the Jewish state. A lot of people out here would be quiet anyway because they would be observing Shabbat. They're actually. Oh, Raya, can you check and see if the Beit Knesset across the street is open? I want to know. If they're shut down like they were during COVID. So even getting in the Old City was very difficult because they have a police barricade and they were just checking, like, what is your purpose being there, and if you don't live there, you're not getting in. And even then, they were stopping pedestrians. Now on Shabbat, people are going to the Western Wall to pray, but there has been an emergency, what is it called, an emergency situation. Maybe it's over though, so I won't know. Okay, the lights are on in the synagogue across the street, so I'm not sure if that meant they were there, if they just left them on. When you have the alert level, it's the highest alert level, one of the highest alert levels, if not since October 7th. And so there's a limitation on public gatherings. They canceled school, they canceled work, and the old city where everybody would be going to pray. They apparently evacuated the Temple Mount today. The Muslim prayers would be going on at the Haram al Sharif mosque, and they shut the temple, that area. So then they, oh, look at this. They have a lineup of Iranian officials assassinated. Unclear about Ismail Khani, although didn't the New York Times report that, yes, that they confirmed that he is. The rest of them, these are major officials in the Iranian military, um, leaders of the military in different areas, the IRGC, the Quds Force. There's also scientists. I mean, it's really crazy. Big question I have is how, that how an operation like this is up there with the Hezbollah operation, where they managed to, first of all, blow up the pagers of that were uh, attached to Hezbollah. Oh, by the way, I have a special guest coming on. He said he'll be on in 2 minutes. And I will let him on, and then we are going to talk about something that I think I'm definitely not hearing enough here in the Israeli media, and I'm very interested in talking about. But so what was I saying? What was I saying? You listening? Got no help here. I got distracted by the message. What was I saying, guys? Yeah. So anyway, it's just a crazy day. The old, shuttered old. I don't know if this is what I was saying, but I didn't finish saying for sure that the old city was shuttered. Police checking your business being there, not even letting worshipers through. And a friend of ours, we jokingly asked, "Are you opening your restaurant tonight?" And they're like, "Actually, they told us we can't. They told us we have to shut down." So anyway, that's then when I asked some of the shopkeepers, I did get into the old city because we have like special access. And I asked one of the shopkeepers who was open, and he said that that it's only for supermarkets if you're selling food, and for pharmacies. Okay, so now I'm going to add our guest to the call, Jacob Persley.
Hello.
Hi. Oh, you got applause from over here, from Lucas.
Oh, good to see. Hold on just a second. I had a little technical difficulty here. Oh, there we are.
Okay. All right.
Uh,
Well, hey, you're nothing compared to the ones we're probably going to have soon. So,
oh, is that right? Okay. Excellent.
but awesome. Okay. Well, I was just giving an update on the situation here in Israel.
Mm-hmm.
It's still very quiet, though. We just got an emergency alert, so I don't know, what that means, and if it
Got it.
means imminently we're going to have to run to a shelter. I don't know.
Got it. Okay.
But generally the city is shut down. Well, the country's shut down, I guess, but definitely even the old city, the shops were told to close down, and there, restaurants. People were having coffee this morning at Newgate, and the police came through and they said, no, 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 close it down. No public gatherings. Schools were closed. Places of work were closed. So anyway, we don't know what to expect, and we don't know when to expect it.
Wow. I
Yeah.
just received a message from a friend of mine in Tehran just a few minutes ago, and they said that something just exploded 2 times near their house. So there must be some things still going on there,
Wow.
but we're not really able to. So there's stress on 2 levels, Nicole. But what's interesting is the responses from these people that I'm getting from around the country in Iran. And they're saying, "Thank you, Israel, for striking this terrorist regime."
Wow. Okay. All
Mm-hmm.
right. I want to talk about this. I want you to tell us whatever you can. That's not going to endanger anybody. But first,
Mm-hmm.
tell us who you are and where you are, to give people a little bit of context of how you have this insider information.
Sure. So I'm located right on a country that borders Iran. So in the country of Armenia. And so because Armenia is really one of the only free and democratic nations in the region. It's similar to Israel in that sense. We have a lot of Iranians that like to come to the country of Armenia because it borders the country, and they come here and they cross and they celebrate their holidays here because they can take their hijab, the scarf off, and they can drink alcohol here if they want. They can dance here, listen to music, and without any kind of consequences because there's no religious police here policing them. But more importantly, this is the most interesting thing, Nicole, is that people come here from Iran and they want to learn about Christianity. So this is really important for me. So in the country of Armenia, I do missions work. And I am a pastor of an international church. So we see a lot of Iranians come to faith in Christ, and we see them baptized. And even on the street today, I think our team probably witnessed to around 50 people from Iran just today.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so they're still here and they're still coming up. I think we're going to get a lot more after the attacks. So we're seeing an awakening among Iranians to Christian faith. And so, because of the location, I have a lot of contacts all over Iran, from the north to the south, the east to the west. And so, of course, when I woke up to the news this morning, and you woke up at 3:30 in the morning, I think, I
Yeah.
was not up at 3:30. I woke up to this, and I knew I needed to immediately contact everybody in our network. And so I started getting all kinds of messages, and I didn't know what to expect, but all of them were the same in the sense of they were celebrating that they were, so we can talk about that. I've got several
Yeah.
I can share.
Yeah. Why don't you tell us, like, what are you, I can tell you,
Mhm,
like, I think even like somebody asked me, like, are Israelis backing this military exercise or
mhm,
what? And I said, honestly, the news is simply just trying to catch up on the complexity of the military operation. It's actually not
mhm,
even an operation. They're saying this is not an operation, this is a war. So
mhm.
I don't even know what's happening here, let alone can I know what's happening in Iran. So yes, please tell
Right.
us what are, and like I was just talking right before you came on about how they targeted the military leadership, and they managed to assassinate many
Mhm.
of them, many
Right.
of those key leaders and scientists. So yeah, obviously the official line coming out of of Iran is that that they're condemning these attacks clearly, and they're going
Mhm.
to retaliate. But what about the people? Because we all know it's a tyrannical regime, and the people. I mean, even there we know what just happened with the women life freedom movement, and
Mhm.
how people were just quashed, jailed, executed. So if you've got insight into what people on the ground are saying, regular civilians, regular
Yeah.
Iranians, I would love to know.
Sure. So uh, today is Friday, I guess, and the attacks happened on, I guess it was this evening, or I guess it was
Friday, it was like
early in the morning, early in the
morning. Yeah,
morning.
yeah,
And one of the things that, if you're Iranian and you're from the country, you're following that there is an evil governance of power where these people have been able to get away with a lot of murders. Anybody that would stand against them, they'll kill them, like the cat there in the back. That's great. Um, uh, and uh, and on Wednesday, there was a young man that was killed on false charges by these people in this regime. And so this person responded to me, and they said, on Wednesday, an innocent man was executed on false charges, and this happens on a regular basis. It's these young people, university students, and they're trying to have a voice, like we talked about the freedom and all of that. And it says, and it says the same people who executed them were burned, literally. And it says, "The night I asked Jesus and God to destroy this terrorist, and today I saw this miracle with my own eyes." And
Oh,
it's not that these people hate their country; they love Iran, and they
mhm.
love their people. But there's the Iranian Revolutionary Guard, there is Khomeini, and they killed his vice president, which is like they literally have destroyed the entire leadership.
Mhm.
And so people are literally have been watching this pain and suffering for years and years, are saying maybe this is the time there's going to be change. I've got news from the Kurdish regions of Iran, and it says that people are celebrating and stamping their feet. Now they're writing to me in English. I don't know what that means. Does that mean they're dancing? So it says, so please pray for the freedom of Iran. And then the person says we're writing on the same morning, that they where they oh, it's really hard to understand what they were meaning, but the same day that they executed the youth in Iran, that same hour the bloodthirsty regime was rolling in its own blood.
Wow.
Long live a free Iran. I mean, I keep getting from the country. I keep seeing this, and then I have I've got friends all over that country, and there's people giving thanks to Israel. They said, "Thank you, Israel, for killing part of this Islamic regime." It says, I hope my people become safe and nothing happens to Persians. But this is a price that we should pay for freedom.
Wow. I remember during the height of the crackdown
Mm-hmm.
on the recent uprising in Iran, that there were many people saying, like, some posts that got out or words that got out were like, "We need Israel to do it for us,"
Right, right.
and a lot of people were saying that, like, that there is that it would be too hard to get a movement like from within to overcome an armed regime,
Mm-hmm.
and so they needed another country to do it. And well, there's always been tensions. They rise and fall, between Israel and Iran, and they've never boiled over to this point.
Right.
Never, maybe.
No,
I
no,
think
not that I've ever heard of. Never
yeah.
seen this.
So this is unprecedented, but this is what people were
Yeah.
saying years ago.
So let me tell you, Nicole, the fears of the Iranians that I'm hearing from. Look at this. Israel's attack was very targeted and precise, even though it took place in the heart of Tehran. So I got people from Tehran writing me, right? And they said, right now, we're worried about these 100 drones. I hope Israeli civilians won't be harmed.
Wow.
Yes. Like,
Wow.
I always say, when Iran becomes a free nation, it's going to be Israel's best friend. The people there love Israel.
Yep. I haven't met an Iranian that doesn't love Israel.
Yeah.
Like, they love Israel more than the Arabs
Yeah.
and the people, and like some of the, like the Palestinians, and of course, and it's just it's a bit interesting where I'll look at them and be like, wait, hold on, I need to
Hmm.
understand where you're coming from. But many of them, and I've met Christians and converts from Islam, and also
Yes.
Muslims and Jews, all of Iranian background, that now live abroad,
Mm.
and they all love Israel. And I'm like, this is so bizarre. It's like a real
Yeah.
mind, yeah. So interesting.
It,
What?
it is really interesting to see. We pray for Iran every week, multiple times a week, because I know that the people there are longing for peace. They don't want this oppression. They need hope, and they didn't find it in Islam. And in fact, that's what's driven most of them away. I've recently reported, and this is public information that anybody can find, and it was first reported in 2024 by the Iranian government itself, that 55,000 mosques out of 75 have been closed in Iran because of lack of people going to mosque. Think
Oh
of
my
that. Out
goodness.
of 75, it said 55,000 are empty and closed.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Wow. Wow. That says a lot about what's
it
happening
does.
there.
And,
So, oh, go ahead.
but no, it's just, we don't hear stuff like that. But this was something that was published in their own papers, and they're lamenting, trying to figure out how are we going to get people back into the mosque. Well, they're not, and in fact, people are becoming Christians instead. I was with an Iranian friend of mine a couple of days ago, and he believes, we can't do any way to quantify this, but he believes there's about 8 million converts to Christianity now in Iran. He might be right. I wouldn't doubt that.
What's the total population?
It's around 90 million, 89 to 90 million.
Okay.
But
Okay.
that's a lot. I mean,
That's a lot.
and I would say the other group are just atheists from a Muslim background. So
Mm.
I mean, you do have some of your Islamic groups there for sure. I don't want to downplay that, but the majority of the people that we run into when we do evangelism in Armenia, most of them identify themselves as atheists. I've never seen somebody say, "I'm a Muslim. Let's fight about Islam." Every
Oh,
one of the Iranians are, it's like talking to an atheist, in the States or something.
oh,
Yeah.
interesting. Okay. Let me ask you, do you have any thoughts about what might now happen between with Azerbaijan? Iran had been traditionally
Hmm.
kind of keeping them a little bit at bay, maybe
Yeah.
from Armenia, maybe them and Turkey just a little bit, in this weird, you know, politics makes for strange bedfellows world
Yeah.
where Armenia and Iran had
Yeah.
to be allies. So, are you concerned at all with this shakeup there?
That's a great question. I would say many people here are, and I'm just going to be blunt on this subject because, Armenia doesn't have a whole lot of friends, and the recent years, as you know, Azerbaijan and Turkey partnering have been attacking and threatening Armenia, and they ethnically cleansed an entire region, and they were supported by Israel, which is just one of those weird things. And Iran has been the trading partner for gas, oil, and for Armenia. And so today, and the Armenian government made a statement
Mm.
condemning the attacks against
Yes, yes. They kind of have
Iran,
to, right?
and they have to. I
They have.
mean, they have no choice because Iran is the only one that has actually said you cannot take over parts of Armenia and call it Western Armenia. If you do that, you're going to have problems with us.
Right.
It would be nice if there would be some Western Christian powers that would step in and help Armenia, instead
Yeah.
of them trying to have to rely on an Iran, the Islamic Republic of Iran. But so there's been a lot of talk where people are a little afraid that if Iran is destabilized, that who is going to help Armenia at that time? So we know
Right.
Russia did not do that. In fact,
No.
Russia is not going to help them, as that in the past they did. The cool thing is the French did something really great. The French really do help Armenia. They actually opened up a consulate in one of the disputed areas of Armenia in Syunik province
Oh,
just about
wow.
a week or two ago.
Oh
And
my God.
so, yeah, it's in the city of Goris, and
Mhm.
that's very helpful.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
amazing because
yeah.
that's sort of near where they
Hmm.
Azerbaijan wants to build that land corridor.
Yeah.
So that would be like a kind of a physical impediment to that.
Sure, sure. And in
Okay.
fact, there's a lot more people doing investments in the area. So I personally don't feel like something would happen. You're going to have governments around the world that are now coming here, newly investing, saying to Azerbaijan and Turkey, "Stop this! We're not going to allow this." And of course, we're not. I'm not a politician, and I'm not in this. Literally, we pray and the trust that God's going to do His will, and He's got His purposes that are good. But But it is if you're looking at it from human eyes, this is something that you would see as, wow, this could be a very dangerous time for Armenia if Iran becomes destabilized and if Azerbaijan wants to take advantage. Yeah.
What are you thinking about Iran becoming destabilized? Like, does it look like, I mean, I don't know if I can necessarily trust the Israeli media to give me
Mm.
an accurate read on that.
What is the Israeli media saying about what's going on in Iran? I'm just curious.
Yeah, they're still breaking apart. I'm sorry, I'm reading headlines
Uh-huh.
as we're talking, but they're still breaking apart the actual operation because it was pretty insane. There are reports that the Mossad had actually built a drone base right outside Tehran,
Mm.
and that was their they were there were operatives on the ground, and that's how they were able to take out the, like, do the initial run was on the ground, and they took out their air defense systems so that the Air Force could fly unobstructed for
Wow.
hours. I mean,
Wow.
all day long, like 5 waves of attacks. And, I just had showed the map and how far. I mean, you're talking
Mm.
across 3 countries to get there. So they're still picking that apart, and there tends to be a lot of patriotism in the Israeli media when they talk about the military, because everybody in Israel has served, most everybody, of course, that's a bone of
Sure.
contention, but most Israelis have served in the military. So there's a lot of patriotism that comes through even in the media, when you would want a little bit more objectivity to look at it. But it's like the words are like the historic operation. And so I have heard some things like that they have paralyzed. I mean, and but I think that's going too far, because they said the same thing about Hezbollah, and
Mm.
that's not true. Did you hear anything, like of what the Israeli media take is on?
Well, I think for now they're saying that uh, they're busy now replacing all those dead generals
Okay,
with new ones and regrouping to start to retaliate.
okay,
So right
Hmm.
now it looks like they're in a state of confusion still. Look, I get this hit them hard
all right.
without.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I did. I heard that.
Okay,
Yeah,
So
it's interesting because I've got some people. I can't really say much about who they are, but they've worked with in the Iranian government, and they said they're Christians now. Don't do that anymore. But they basically said they have taken out all of the top leadership, and this has. I mean, they would themselves say this has crippled Iran. Now, I probably what Tony said. I would agree. They're going to regroup, but this time they're just not going to show their names and faces because they'll be targeted the next day. I mean, it's going to make everybody, these guys, think, you're not safe anywhere you're at. I mean, the precision that Israel took to hit the targets and avoid civilian casualties is noticed by the Iranian people.
Mhm.
I actually want to say something right here. So they're saying on the Iranian news, they're showing pictures and they're saying this is propaganda. This is from people that I'm hearing from
Oh,
Iran, and
okay.
they say that they're trying to show that all of these children have died and Israel is killing all these civilians, and it says all of these are lies. Iranian and then in fact they say Iranians could not be happier.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah, they said in fact these terrorists might do something to us, the people here, and blame the IDF for it. And they said that I wouldn't, they said I would expect something like that.
Oh,
And
wow.
this, yeah, yeah. So I can see that that you're gonna see that on their news.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
get that also. Not to say that there aren't tens of thousands of death in Gaza, but there are many cases of inflated numbers that go on there,
sure.
to blame on Israel. And then also, you do have people that are looking for this on Israel. Like, for instance, I saw Candace Owens Twitter feed.
Hmm.
where she's, I won't remember it exactly, but what she said, I'm sick of the bloodthirsty Israel, dot, 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 whatever, attacking a sovereign nation or something like that.
Hmm.
And anyway, I don't know if I would not be, I won't be able to find it really quickly, but yeah, so that's something that, yeah, that will probably be a concern. So right now, I don't know what the rest of the world is saying, because I was kind of stuck on like Telegram channels and Israeli news and stuff. But, after October 7th, there was this immediate outpouring of support for Israel and, sympathy. And then it turned. And so I wonder, like, what's, if this is going to be highly condemned. Of course, the U.S. said it's okay. They had our backing. I think
Right.
France, Macron just said Israel has a right to defend itself. So, but I don't know what other nations will say. The Saudis condemned it. Egypt condemned it, but said because it's destabilizing the region. But I don't know. So we'll see. We'll see how it turns. But do you have thoughts on where Iran, like, if this is like the destabilization that takes down the regime, or do you see this as like the straw that broke the camel's back to all of the protests? Is this what brings it down, or?
Well, I to be honest, it's a really hard question to answer because I know that the majority of the Iranians want a regime change. And I mean, if there was some really, really good propaganda campaign done by Israel saying, now is the time, we are going to help you take back your country. And that would probably be help. This is a level beyond me to understand what their
Yeah,
plans are. Because I think people right now are kind of like, they're just waiting. They're thinking, oh no, are we about to be in a all-out war? Are we about to strike them? They're going to strike us back. So I don't think people are going out on the streets just yet because they're just like, it's uncertain. And in fact, some people are like, maybe we need to leave Iran for a short period, it's a period of time because of, the war, what will happen to our families. But I think if there was some kind of a coordinated this is something that the Mossad or the CIA would have to figure out what they're
yeah,
doing to help the people know when they can go out on the streets and protest and overturn the government. I mean, it's when you get rid of every general and all the bad guys. I mean, it's a pretty good time to take over. But I'm not hearing that right now. I'm not
yeah.
hearing that there's the new people that are storming the government and taking over the buildings, and so.
It would
But
probably be a
it would make
dangerous
sense.
time. Yeah, but it would be a dangerous time to do that if they're still targeting
Right,
officials. So
right.
yeah, stay away from the government offices right
Yeah,
now
yeah, yeah,
in Iran.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Wow, that is this is very interesting, and I just wonder, like, what will be, how, where this goes from here,
Mm.
and
Well,
and
I was just going to say too, Nicole, think about this. Like, if you were wanting to win the hearts of the Iranian people that are against the regime, this is the way you did it. I mean, they did it. Israel was just, they did it
mhm.
precision.
Wow, interesting. And so it's just there's the political angle, but then there's the
Hmm.
civilian angle, and then there's the military angle, and it's just like, well, I guess it'll take a couple days to sort it all out, to see where it's going, how everything
Mm.
converged, and then where it goes from here. Um,
I want
but
to ask a question for you, because we do have Iranians concerned for people in Israel and Israelis.
mhm.
They were afraid that these drones are going to come and attack and kill people. I guess nothing's happened. I don't really
Yeah,
know on your side what's happened.
the yeah, I actually, at some point during this interview, I was thinking, it is so quiet outside.
Hmm.
It's really strange. We've had uh, since then there were 200 drones, or 100
Hmm.
plus anyway, launched at Israel. None of them made it into
Okay.
Israeli territory, and no sirens were triggered. There was a warning, and these drones take like 6 or 7 hours, so
Right.
they're coming. So like you go shopping, you walk around, you do what you have to do. I called it apocalypse shopping earlier today because there were like a million people crammed into one small supermarket. So you do all you have to do, and then you come back and you wait, and you're like, oh no, sirens. Yet we did have one launch from Yemen, from the Houthis. And I think, I didn't like verify this, but I did read one report that Hezbollah said we are not getting involved. First, I read that the Lebanese government said, Hezbollah, chill, don't get involved. And then Hezbollah said, yeah, we're not going to do anything. And they are the most funded Iranian proxy group. They're second to Iran. So that is interesting. We are expecting retaliation. We do have this alert that we just got saying stay close to shelters. We do have the police, shutting down public events and restaurants, gyms. Nothing was open today except supermarkets or pharmacies. So there's an expectation, but I assume we're going to go to sleep in the next 2 hours, and I don't know if we're going to be waking up to sirens.
So it's a possibility.
Yeah.
I'm actually, I want to check something on the U.S. Embassy website. So I've had several conversations today with officials in the United States Embassy here in Armenia about one of the things that I was looking at Iran in their statements, basically wanting to target Americans and Israelis. Those specific two things from Iran. And so I'm thinking, well, is this an actual threat for American citizens that wherever they're at, are they going to try to target American citizens or Israelis in other countries?
Yes, or Jewish institutions in other countries. I did hear an Israeli analyst say today in one of the news programs that he said, not to desecrate the Shabbat, but if I were a Jew in another country where it's already, especially with anti-Semitism, I would not go to synagogue tomorrow on Shabbat.
Right.
That's what he said.
I see.
Yeah, so I think that's probably, that might also be an easier target for Iran. Like, look at the Buenos Aires bombings,
right?
At the Jewish center there in Buenos Aires. So something like that could possibly happen. And
it's interesting. The U.S. Embassy here has not issued an alert or any change. And we're right on the border.
Oh, wow.
And we have like the world's, now it's the second or third largest embassy for the United States in this country.
That's so cool. Okay.
Yeah, but no alerts yet, no issues. That's interesting.
The embassy here for sure ordered that. They yesterday in the afternoon, well before this was on the cards that we knew of, obviously, the U.S. Embassy said that all State Department employees in Israel must stay in the major cities, Jerusalem, Tel Aviv, Beersheba. And so that was a very interesting warning, and obviously for good reason. But one thing interesting, you said before that that maybe some Iranians now will leave the country somehow. And what's interesting? We actually can't, as far as at least definitely not by plane. There are no planes at Ben Gurion Airport right now. They actually moved all of the planes. Like, first of all, there's no foreign companies here, but even the Israeli planes were flown to Cyprus, and the Israeli equivalent of Air Force One is now parked in Athens, apparently. So the airport is empty. So also my parents are here visiting, and looks like they're going to be here a little bit longer than they planned. They were supposed to leave next week, and we know of people who are coming and going in the next week or two. And everything is a big question mark, just so the interesting thing is like, I feel like we're sitting ducks. It's like
Wow.
we have no choice but to face whatever's coming. And
Whatever's coming.
the shelters are good enough because there's no, there's no way out. I mean, I don't know if the Egyptian borders open in, south of Eilat in the Sinai, or if the Jordanian borders are open. I also don't know if that's a smart way to go to get out.
Hmm.
Drones went over Jordan. They were shot down, most of them over Jordan. So,
Well, I just don't, I can't even imagine, Iran being able to have the capability to do anything. I don't know that from, for sure where you're at.
mhm.
Uh, uh, and when it comes to forces and things like that, I don't think Iran can send out expeditionary forces. They'd have to cross through Syria or Iraq. I mean, there's just there's their hands are tied. They don't have the technology you guys have. I think you're
Yeah.
you're
Well,
you're in a good spot. Nope, what's this?
I didn't plan this.
So what is that means you gotta head
Hollywood,
out?
right? Every phone in this house and on the TV is ringing now.
It's just saying to be ready.
But Dakota Krovot, get ready to get. All right,
We're supposed to get some sort
we're going to be getting an alert in the coming minutes.
Oh, so they alert you to tell you you're getting an alert.
Yes, yes. Okay, and
Wow.
there's emergency warning. Sirens will be going off across the country in a matter of minutes.
How about that?
We don't have to go now. All right, I'm thinking I should end the live, although probably people are like, wait, don't end now. We want to see what happens, right?
See what happens, right? Yeah, let's just see you guys.
No one will leave it on. Oh my gosh.
Have the camera as you guys walk out the door.
Actually, I'm on my computer, and before Lucas was like, are you sure you want to be on your computer? You're going to walk down to the bottom? I'm like, no, I can't. I won't have internet. It won't work.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was a tactical error, wasn't it? Next time I'll do this on my phone.
That's great.
Oh my gosh.
Nicole, I was going to tell you something interesting. So the United States actually has an embassy for Iran, a virtual embassy. And so what they do is, because I actually had this question today, we actually have friends that are Iranian that are also American citizens in Iran right now. And they're like, what do we do? Are we going to be targeted? I'm like, oh my gosh, these poor people. Yeah, so there's all kinds of complicated stuff happening over there. And on the U.S. virtual embassy for Iran, they're like, leave Iran now.
Yes, I know. I was like, isn't it a little late for that too? I saw like that's right. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Daniel is like half asleep and he doesn't have his shoes on. He put on his pajamas. I'm like, I don't know if that
So
was
guys, does that mean you actually need to leave right now or pretty soon?
No, I'm waiting for a siren. I'm waiting, but it's all over the news now. I'll just show you the TV. I'm putting my shoes on as we speak. They're just showing like the skyline of Israel, waiting, hoping to, I guess, catch. That's Tel Aviv on one side. I don't know what the other side is, but I love it. Roy Kendall put an emoji of popcorn in the chat. It's like, yep, it's good. It's good.
No boy.
Video, right? Good content.
Wow.
You guys
let me pray for your family. Let's pray right now. Father, I pray for Nicole and Tony and their children, and I pray for all those that are there. You would protect them, Lord, and that you would give them wisdom and what to do every single second, when they are to leave, when they're to shelter. And those folks that would like to return back to their home, whether it's in America or somewhere else, that you would open some planes up to get out. And but Lord, thank you for Nicole. Continue to bless what her reporting, give her insight, and help her to get the news out so people can pray for Israel, pray for Iran, and put your good hand of protection on them tonight, Lord. Help them to get rest and to wake up to continue to serve you.
Amen.
Wait, why did he just go out? Oh, I just lost you right at the end there, but I assume I only
Yep, we're back. We're back.
Okay. I was like thinking, oh, it's a cyber attack. The internet's out. Um, you have about 20 seconds, Ron. See, these are the dilemmas. Do you have time for the bathroom? Do you have time for anyway? But thank you for your prayer.
Yeah, sure.
This is like, it's so funny. It's like, all right, guys, you overdid it. Now it's like we're waiting. Oh, let's see where here's where they're saying the launch was from Iran.
Yeah,
From Iran, because the last one was from Yemen.
right.
So from Iran, and
So they were reporting that. Okay.
the
Wow.
launch. It says that the Israeli army has identified a launch for just a while ago, just a little while ago, that was a missile from Iran toward Israel. And the defense systems are activated in order to shoot down the threats. And actually, it says go in your shelters. It says go in your shelters. We're not going to get sirens? Go in your shelters until you get a new message.
The siren will be able to happen one way or another.
This is a different message. This is from the Dover Tzachar. All right, fine. Anyway,
give the siren and then
this is hilarious. I mean, come on, war. This is like, the questions that arise as you're dealing with an abnormal situation that has been abnormal for years, actually. So, very interesting.
Well,
I'll tell you,
yeah, go ahead.
the time that Iran launched it was one of them. There were two major rounds of, they launched a bunch of drones. I think it was something like 300 drones plus several missiles. And so I was sitting here, I was waiting for it because it takes like 6-7 hours, and I was waiting for it. And I saw like flashes in the sky. It was like 2 a.m. or something. And I think, or maybe it was 1 a.m. and we were expecting it at 2. And I see these flashes in the sky. I'm like, what the heck? I ran out to the balcony and I saw like fireworks like going on, like right off the balcony. I'm like, what is that? Like, it's too early for the drones. So what's happening? Well, and I'm like, why are there no sirens? And then I'm starting to see sirens in Tel Aviv, sirens in Beersheba. And I'm like, okay, but like, I'm looking at this, like, should I be concerned about what I see in the sky above my balcony? And right after I said that, the sirens finally started. And I was like, oh my God, like they already got here and no sirens were triggered. So that was crazy. But, so it's interesting, like playing the siren game, like the Houthis are coming from so far away that a lot of the anti-missile defense systems have a chance to track it already. They're coming from Yemen, about 2,000 kilometers south. And then the others are like, Hamas, it's more of a crude missile. Like they're usually rockets that they slap together. It's not like the ballistic, high-tech missiles. They were also usually shot down, but you could also tell like where the sirens were triggered, who launched the missile or the rocket. And then with Hezbollah, there was also, so you just play the game. But with Iran, because it's infrequent, you don't know. They're just saying 150 launches from Iran. Right now they're getting us all excited, but if it's 150, I mean, they're getting us worked up, not excited. You're right. They're getting us worked up about this, but the question is, how were they launched and how long is it going to take? Because it takes hours.
Depends what they're launching.
It doesn't say. It just says launch. There we go.
There you go.
Got it. All right. I can leave this running for anybody who wants it. In case you want to say anything. Hey, you get the cat here instead. Should I end it or should I just?
If you guys need to head out and get safe, get safe.
Yeah, we need to go.
All right, praying for you guys tonight.
Thank you.
We'll message later tomorrow morning. God bless.
Okay. All right. Cool.
All right.
All right. Bye. Bye.
האוויר המוגנים, לא 10 דקות אלא עד להודעה חדשה. אנחנו רואים בשעה הזאת, ונראה גם על המסכים שלנו, את התמונות מרחבי הארץ, האזעקות הן בכל רחבי הארץ. אנחנו רואים בצד המסך את ההתראות על האזורים, אבל כמעט בכל רחבי הארץ נשמעות האזעקות בשעה זו, שהערכות מדברות על יותר מ100 טילים ששוגרו מאיראן לעבר שטח ישראל. אנחנו רואים את המיירטים עושים את עבודתם, אבל כמובן שמדובר בהגנה שהיא לא הרמטית, ולכן ההתמקדות היא מאוד חשובה, יותר חשובה מכפי שהייתה במקרים קודמים. אנחנו זוכרים כולנו את המתקפה האיראנית הקודמת, אבל אנחנו נכנסים כאן לאירוע שהוא אירוע אחר, דיברנו גם יותר במהלך המשטרים שלנו על העובדה שזה לא מבצע, זו מלחמה שישראל פתחה מול איראן, ואיראן אחרי שעות רבות, כמעט יום מרגע המתקפה הישראלית, איראן בתקופה הראשונה במתקפת טילים בליסטיים לעבר העורף הישראלי. זה תרחיש שדובר בישיבת הקבינט הלאומי אתמול. ישראל התכוננה לו, למעשה ישראל התכוננה לו עוד הרבה יותר מוקדם מכפי שהגיע. הערכות היו שאיראן תוכל לירות טילים או לפחות כטב"מים לעבר שטח ישראל כבר בדקות או בשעה הראשונה אחרי המתקפה הישראלית. זה לא קרה, היה לנו את הזמן להיערך. אני מקווה ויודעת שכולנו ניצלנו אותו ביעילות גם ברמת הפרט וגם ברמת המדינה, אבל עכשיו אנחנו צריכים לממש את כל יישום הזה, ואנחנו רוצים לראות אלייך הדס גרינברג, כתבתנו, את נמצאת בתל אביב עם תמונת המצב עכשיו. הדס גרינברג, אנחנו מיד נשמע אותך בתל אביב. ובינתיים מה שאנחנו רואים על המסך שלנו הן התמונות מרחבי הארץ, התמונות שבהן אנחנו מבקשים מכולכם לצפות אך ורק בטלוויזיות, ובטלוויזיות אתם יכולים לראות כיצד נראים העיבותים של מערכות העיבוד מסוגים שונים. הדס גרינברג, כתבתנו, אנחנו שוב אלייך. כן, אני כמובן אותי עכשיו נמצאים כאן בקניון בטיילת, מתחת לטיילת בתל אביב. רק יראה לכם לא נסע בצלם 100 אנשים שהיו כאן לטיילת, נכנסו כאן פנימה ברגע ששמעו כאן כאזעקות, נשאר אותם כרגע לשלמה, ואנחנו שומעים להם את ידי הקיבוצים, שלום לך, מה שמך? אסף, אנחנו שומעים כבר התחילה כאן המתקפה של איראן, אני חושבת ששמע כאן את ידי הקיבוצים כאן באוויר.
דום מאוד חזקים, אבל אנחנו רגילים כבר בתקופה האחרונה, וחודש בסדר.
כרגע אנחנו מדווחים בערך, לפחות לפי הערכות של הצבא, 150 טילים, ואנחנו לא מראים אירוע כזה. אתה נמצא פה באזור, כי אין פה נקוד.
סוגר פה אנשים לרוץ, ליד היום, וחלק מהדברים לפני תקופה אלקטיבית, אבל בסוף בסדר. אנחנו טוב נביא.
זה רק אחד כמובן של לשמור על כתנו,
בדרך כלל אנחנו נעבוד, אחר אנחנו נתנו, וזה.
גם את היום הזה של חיתו בבוקר, ומתה אזעקה מפתיעה, תקיפות הקטע שלנו, עד הרגע הזה שאנחנו נמצאים בו עכשיו, הדריכות הזאת, מה שאיראן הגיבה עכשיו.
כן, היה קצת לחץ, היה קצת אי ודאות, אבל לפחות שעברו התראות, ופיקוד העורף הגיע למובן, אנחנו מתורגלים, הכל בסדר.
תודה רבה לך בשלב הזה. כן, אז נתנו לראות כאן הערה, תקווה גם שאתם שומעים אותנו לזה ככה נכנסים כמה יותר לתוך הפנים החניון, וכאן אנחנו עכשיו נחזור אליי, כאן מתל אביב, ששומעים כמובן את ידי הפיצוצים.
כן, ולצידי נמצא כאן במרחב המוגן, כמו שומעים לו רועי שרון, רועי תחום שלך על מה שקורה עכשיו.
בסוד ציבורי לאיראן, אנחנו נראים את המספר, אבל זה סביב ה-100, שזה בערך במה שראינו באוקטובר 24 באותו מטח, רק שעכשיו האיראנים הרבה יותר עם הגב נקיר, עם הרבה פחות יכולות ממה שהיה להם אז, וגם בעניין הזה צריך לזכור שאז היה להם מתי, באיזה יום הם רוצים, באיזה שעה הם רוצים לפתוח את המתקפה הזאת, ולכן הם קידמו את הכיוונים שלהם, את היעדים שהם בחרו, והם היו יעדים של בסיסי חיל האוויר. עכשיו הם תחת מתקפה מתמשכת, גל תקיפה ועוד גל תקיפה של חיל האוויר, שהיכולות שלהם נפגעו בצורה דרמטית, וגם שושלת הפיקוד שלהם נפגעה בצורה דרמטית, ולכן יש יותר חשש עכשיו שהאיראנים ישקרו לאן שהם יכולים, ולאו דווקא ידקדקו ויבדקו לאיזה השיגורים האלה יצאו לדרך לפני כבר 15 דקות, ככה שהם יורטו ככל הנראה. אנחנו מזהים
תודה לנוסף, תמונות להרקיע במרכז תל אביב. בואו ננסה להבין מה אנחנו רואים, כי גם תושבים רבים שמדווחים על כמובן קולות פיצוץ, לא רק באזור המרכז, אבל גם במקומות נוספים ברחבי הארץ, וגם כמובן קולות הדף. אפשר לנחש שהטילים הכבדים הללו יוצרים את מה שהם יוצרים כשהם
הרבה זמנים מדווחים עכשיו על פיצוצים. זה קודם כל את העימותים שומעים, גם את היציאה של המיירטים שומעים בבולגנות, וגם את העימות עצמו. אז ככה שאין לנו גם פרטים על האם יורטו כל השיגורים מאיראן, האם יש נפגעים, אין לנו עדיין את הדיווח הזה. אנחנו רק יודעים שמדובר במספר גבוה של עשרות טילי קרקע, טילים בליסטיים, כל אחד זה לפחות חצי טון חומר נפץ. ולכן גם הרעש של הפיצוצים העזים שאנחנו שומעים גם תושבים, גם כתבנו מדווחים כל הזמן על רעש של פיצוצים חזקים מאוד. שמדיניות האיראן מאוד זהירה כדי לא לבזבז מיירטים שלא חייבים, אז איפה שיודעים שזה עלול לפגוע בשטח מאוכלס, בסיס צבאי או אוכלוסייה אזרחית, אז מוציאים מיירטים. אם מזהים לפי המסלול הבליסטי שהעתיד לפגוע בשטח פתוח, לא יצא מיירט, ואכן העתיד מתפוצץ. לאזרחים שנוסעים נגיד בכבישים אלה יכולים לדווח שהם שומעים פיצוץ חזק של פגיעה, וזו אכן פגיעה, זה לא אומר שזה מדובר בפגיעה במרחב הזה.
בואו נצטרף אלינו את גילי כהן, כתבתן המדינית. עוד רגע אחד גילי, כי נמצא איתנו, אולי זה גם זמן טוב, יש פיקוד העורף, גילי שנער, עם עוד מההנחיות נכון לשעה הזו.
מה שחשוב להדגיש לציבור נכון לעכשיו, שזה לא הזמן לצאת החוצה, השהייה במרחבים מוגנים במשך זמן עד שניתן את האישור לצאת. לא 10 דקות, אלא עד הודעה חדשה, זה הדבר המשמעותי. תמיד יש אנשים שרוצים לצאת, לראות את הצילומים, לראות עכשיו לצלם משהו, לראות אולי יש פגיעה. זה לא הזמן לצאת, כוחות הביטחון פועלים בשטח, הציבור נדרש לא לצאת, לא לצלם, להמשיך לשעות במרחבים המוגנים, וזה עדיין לא נגמר. ולכן אני מבקש מהציבור, למרות שזה לא נעים להיות תקופה ארוכה, זה לא 10 דקות ויוצאים, עכשיו זה הזמן להיות במרחבים מוגנים המיטביים, וברגע שיהיה עדכון אנחנו כמובן נעדכן את הציבור, כמובן להרגיע את הילדים, הילדים רוצים לישון בתוך המרחב מוגן, זה מצוין, אבל בהחלט לא לצאת עכשיו החוצה, לשעות בחוץ, זה מסוכן.
אנחנו שוב רוצים להתעדכן, אנחנו מדברים כאן על זה הרבה יותר ממטח, זה ירי מסיבי לעבר ישראל ב-10-12 הדקות האחרונות מכיוון איראן, כ-150 טילים כבדים מאוד שמשוגרים לעבר ישראל, קולות של ירות משניים בכל רחבי הארץ. קולות הירות הללו הם קולות של פיצוצים, הם קולות של הדף, ואנחנו עדיין מנסים לאסוף מידע גם בשלב הזה על ההשלכות של הכבד הזה לעבר ישראל בדקות האחרונות. ממה שאנחנו יודעים נכון לנקודת הזמן הזו, אין דיווח על נפגעים, אין בשלב הזה דיווח על נפגעים, אבל כן יש דיווחים על כל מיני זירות שיכולים רסיסים, פגיעה כזו או אחרת, ואנחנו אוספים את המידע ונמשיך לעדכן לפי ההתפתחויות גם בעניין הזה. אבל כאמור, נכון למידע שיש בינינו כרגע אין נפגעים מהירי הזה אחרי שהזיקות נשמעו ברחבי הארץ. אז אנחנו ממשיכים לעדכן ולעדכן מעט עוד פרטים שיוספו כתבנו. רועי שרון, עוד מה שאפשר לפרסם על מה שאנחנו רואים בקווי הרקיע, והיינו ממש את העימותים בשמי תל אביב בתמונות שקיבלנו.
זה נראה כמו מטח שכוון באזור מרכז הארץ, באזור גוש דן. הרבה מאוד מיירטים שאנחנו רואים בתיעודים שיוצאים לכיוון הטילים שסופרו. יש גם דיווחים על נפגעים, על נפילות, זה עדיין אבל דיווחים לא רשמיים, אז נמתינו בחלק הזה. אבל הרבה מאוד בשמי הארץ, הרבה מאוד טילים מיירטים, מערכות ההגנה הגבולית, מדובר גם על חרס וגם על כיפת ברזל וגם על שרשרת קסמים, הרבה מאוד מיירטים שיוצאים מערכות ההגנה הגבולית. ובינתיים אנחנו שומעים, יש דיווחים על פגיעות באזורים שנחשבים אזורים מאוכלסים, אבל אנחנו נמתין לדיווחים יותר רשמיים ממד"א או מאחד הרשמי של מדינת ישראל. כרגע לפחות אין
לפעול באיראן בזמן הזה?
ישראל פועלת באיראן, כן, אני לא יודע אם ברגע הזה יש מטס, יש גם תקיפה, אבל בטח בשעות האחרונות היו רשימת המטרות לישראל עדיין ארוכה שזה צפוי להימשך. בטח עכשיו כשנכנסנו גם לשעות החשיכה, אני מעריך שאנחנו צריכים לראות גלי תקיפה נוספים של חיל האוויר, שעכשיו 18.5 שעות אחרי שהחלה המתקפה האווירית של ישראל, האיראנים שיגרו מטחים טילים בליסטיים בלים קרקע מאיראן שכם.
דברים שאפשר להגיד כרגע כמובן בלי פירוט ולאישור הצנזורה שהשיגורים מאיראן כובלו לעבר מטרות גם צבאיות אזרחיות, ואפשר גם להגיד שחילי הדרג המדיני נמצאים כרגע במתקן תת-קרקעי, כמובן לא לפרט מה, זה מעיד על הרצינות של התקופה הזה, וכנראה האחרון, כאמור, כפי שאמרנו, באישור הצנזורה אפשר להגיד שהשיגורים האלה כובלו לעבר מטרות צבאיות אזרחיות.
כן, בזמן שאנחנו ממשיכים להתעדכן ולאסוף את המידע לגבי ההשלכות של הירי המסיבי הזה לעבר ישראל, כן אומר שישנה הודעה שיוצאת כמובן מכיוון איראן, לפיה החלה התגובה האיראנית לישראל, זאת למרות שמוקדם יותר היום כבר הייתה מתקפת כטב"מים שנשלחה כ100 כטב"מים ששוגרו לעבר ישראל בשעות הבוקר. זה קרה במהלך היום, אבל בשלב הזה זה היה כבר הרבה יותר מסוכן, שיגור של כ150 טילים לעבר ישראל מאיראן, אלה טילים כבדים מאוד. על פי התגובה האיראנית, ישראל מרגיש שמדובר ב150 טילים, אבל על פי התגובה האיראנית, איראן שיגרה מאות טילים לכיוון ישראל. זה ברור יש מי שנפגע מהירי הזה, אבל אנחנו ממשיכים להתעדכן. יערה שפיר הרבה יותר עדכנים אותנו, בעצם היה כאן התראות במרחבים רבים בארץ, גם בכירי הדרג המדיני צריכים להיות במרחבים רבים.
למעשה בכירי הדרג המדיני לפחות האלה היו שירים לבוש על התקופה הזאת, אלה שהיו בסוד העניינים, והזכרנו במהלך המשדר, רבים מהם היו מעודכנים בשנה האחרונה לאורך התכנון, והם מוגנו מבעוד מועד, הם הוכנסו לבוש לאזורים ממוגנים. העריכה עליהם תגברה כבר מרגע התקיפה, זה לא שהם רצו עכשיו יחד עם כל עם ישראל למרחבים המוגנים, זה דבר שהיה לגמרי צפוי במסגרת ההיערכות הישראלית לתגובה האיראנית בתגובת נגד, ובוודאי שישראל יצאה בין היתר סיכונים הממוקדים, היה חשש של תגובה דומה, ולכן ישראל נערכה לזה מראש, שכך זה במבצע שאנחנו יוצאים.
אז כמו שאפשר לראות עכשיו בהצגר, אנחנו משתתפים אליכם מהמוגן כאן במערכת כאן 11, אבל אני אחזור על ההודעה גם של דובר צה"ל וגם של גילי שנה שמלווה כאן יחד את המשדר הזה, נמצא יחד איתנו כאן במרחב המוגן. אין לצאת עדיין בשלב הזה מהמרחבים המוגנים. בכל רחבי הארץ מבקשים כולם להישאר, נכון גילי, בתוך המרחבים המוגנים, להמתין עוד קצת.
עוד קצת, אנחנו צריכים לגבות ובחרוך להישאר במרחבים מוגנים עד להודעה חדשה, כאשר מכאן אנחנו נוציא הודעה מפורשת, עד אז אנחנו נשארים במרחבים מוגנים. אנחנו רואים צעדים של אזרחים שיוצאים החוצה לצלם, שהייה שם החוץ היא מאוד מאוד מסוכנת. עוד בקשה היא באמת סיוע הדדי של אחד לשני. אנחנו בייחוד אלה שהלכו למקלטים המשותפים, אנא לעזור אחד לשני, יש אדם מבוגר, אפשר לסייע לו, אמא עם תינוק, גם לסייע, לראות שאפשר לעזור אחד לשני, שעוד דבר אפשר לעזור, ולזכור שאנחנו מבוגרים, העיניים של הילדים הם עלינו, ולכן צריך לגלות אורך רוח כמו שעשינו לאורך כל המלחמה הזאת. עברנו אירועים קשים, עברנו תקופות קשות, נעבור גם את התקופה הזאת, אבל עכשיו צריך לגלות אורך רוח, וביחד נעבור את התקופה. אנחנו כמובן כאן לעדכן לכל עדכון שיידרש.
תודה רבה גילי, וכן אנחנו מתחילים לקבל דיווחים ועדכונים שישנם מספר זירות בארץ שבהם נפלו אולי שברי, אולי בסיסי טילים. אנחנו ממשיכים להתעדכן. כן ישנו דיווח שישראל לכל הפחות הצליחה להעריך כמה עשרות מהטילים שנורו, אנחנו ממשיכים להתעדכן. כן אנחנו רואים שעוד דיווח שמגיע אלינו מדסק הערבים שלנו, ערוץ המיידים שמקורב לו מהמקורות שלו שהטילים ששיגרו לעבר ישראל שיגרו ממספר בסיסים ברחבי איראן. זה לא שוגע רק ממקום אחד אלא ממספר בסיסים, ממספר מרחבים באיראן, כמות כזו של טילים, כמות כ-150, למרות שהאיראנים טוענים ששיגרו מאות טילים לעבר ישראל ממספר בסיסים ברחבי איראן והגיע לישראל ממש לפני דקות אחדות. רועי שרון, עוד עדכון שלך על העיר הזה.
יש היום רק הודעה של מד"א, שבעה מקומות שבהם התקבלו דיווחים של 7 זירות, כך מדווחים למטה שהזירות האלה הם במרכז הארץ. חלק מהמיקומים, קודם כל את המיקומים בוודאי אנחנו לא יכולים לפרסם מטעמי ביטחון מידע, אבל עוד מעט נדע בדיוק האם מדובר ב7 פגיעות ישירות במרכז הארץ או שמדובר בשברי עימותים שמדווחים בהתחלה על ידי אזרחים כזירות, ולכן אנחנו עדיין לא באמת להגיד האם מדובר כאן ב7 פגיעות ישירות. מה אנחנו כן יודעים להגיד זה שכן היו הרבה עימותים, גם שוב אין לנו את המספרים האלה, אבל הרבה עימותים על ידי מערכות ההגנה האווירית, ובכל המראה יש לפחות נפילה אחת, פגיעה ישירה של טיל בליסטי, שעכשיו דובר צה"ל גם מעדכן אותנו על מטח נוסף של עשרות מיליון שובר לעבר מדינת ישראל. הירי האיראני נמשך, כך מעדכנים לדובר צה"ל. אני חושב שוב, כן, עוד מטח, האיראנים שיגרו מטח נוסף של עשרות מיליון קרקע מאיראן. זה אומר שגם 12 דקות של טיסה מאיראן לישראל, והטילים האלה עושים כרגע את דרכם לשטח ישראל. בדקות הקרובות שוב אנחנו צפויים לראות מיירטים שיצאו מהטילים של מערכות ההגנה האווירית, ובינתיים אנחנו נאסוף עוד פרטים על סביבת הנפילה במרכז הארץ.
מסכים כמובן שההגנה האווירית היא לא הרמטית, ולכן מאוד מאוד חשוב עכשיו להמשיך לשהות במקומות מוגנים. טילים האלה לוקח להם זמן להגיע, מדובר ראשי קרב גדולים שיכולים לעשות נזק רב, לכן כולם להיות במיגון המיטבי, כמו שאמרנו, וכאשר אפשר לשחרר את האנשים, לשחרר. לעתים בפגיעות האלה שומעים ברעש חזק, זה מצב טבעי של אותן נפילות שנמצאים בשטח. חשוב שוב לעדכן את הילדים שיכול להיות שישמע פה, להכין אותם לקראת זה, להסביר להם, לתווך להם את המצב הזה, כי זה בהחלט יכול להיות מצב מאוד מפחיד לילדים. עכשיו קיבלתי הודעה מהנכד שלי הקטן, שהוא מתעורר, הוא לא בעלה מהרעש הזה, זה מצב מאוד טבעי. אז באמת ההורים צריכים להרגיע את הילדים, לחבק אותם, לעשות את הדברים האלה, אבל במרחבים המוגנים, ולזכור ההגנה האווירית היא לא הרמטית, ולא לצאת עכשיו, עמד לצלם את הילדים, הם מאוד מאוד יפים, מרשימים, אבל זה מאוד מאוד מסוכן.
וגם אנחנו מצלמים אותם בעבורכם, אז בשביל זה אנחנו כאן. תראי, בישיבת הקבינט הלאומית שדיברנו עליה לאורך המשטר, התרחיש הזה שבו האיראנים יורידו מאות טילים בליסטיים בבת אחת דיבר על צורך בהיערכות של העורף הישראלי לשהייה לא של כמה דקות, וזה דבר שגם אולי נתנו ציפיות בינינו לבין הציבור בבית. יש במסגרת התרחישים שהועלו בישיבת הקבינט גם אפשרות של כמה שעות במרחבים מוגנים, מכאן גם החשיבות להיערכות שנעשתה במהלך היום ולהפרעות המוקדמות של פיקוד העורף. כך שמי ששומע אותנו בבית צריך לדעת שזה דבר שמדינת ישראל לקחה בחשבון.
כל שאנחנו נקדם עכשיו לדיון כאן למטה, שמדבר על שעד כה התקבלו 7 תקבלים בצמתי מד"א ו7 נפגעים כאן עד בינוני, וזה העדכון כרגע למד"א. ונגיד כאן שמערכת הביטחון אומרים שהתקיפה מוקדה לעבר המרכז, לעבר גוש דן, כמו שאמרנו מקודם, יעדים גם צבאיים וגם יעדים אזרחיים, כלומר גם התקבלו לפגוע באוכלוסייה. כמובן יש הרבה דיווחים על נפילות וגם דיווחים של אזרחים שאנחנו לא נדווח אותם כאן, נחכה באופן רשמי, אבל הדיווח הרשמי שאפשר להגיד אותו בשלב הזה מגיע עם מגן דוד אדום, ומכאן מגן דוד אדום בלבים שאומר באזור הפגיעה מטופלים כרגע עד כה 7 נפגעים במצב כאן עד בינוני, ועדיין ממשיכים בסריקות. זה מתווסף למה שרועי שרון אמר מקודם, עוד מטח, על כך שבכירי הדרג המדיני נמצאים כרגע במתחם תת-קרקעי עם המתקרבות.
על קו הטלפון, מנכ"ל מד"א אלין, שלום אלי.
אנחנו כאמור יכולים לדווח על מספר זירות בעיר רמת גן בעיר תל אביב עם פגיעות ששבעה נפגעים, כולם נפגעים קלים. קלים ויש עוד קל הבינוני, אבל אנחנו בשלב הנוכחי לא יכולים להביא אותם תקצות קלות הבינוניות ולפסים לכל הנפגעים כבר טופלו וכולו לכיוון בתי החולים, ואנחנו כמובן יהיו דיווחים נוספים.
אז בואו נחזור, יש מספר זירות גם ממה שאנחנו מבינים, אבל כרגע מהדיווחים שהגיעו אליך, אתה יודע שרק נפגעים שהם במצב קל. אני כן רוצה לנצל את השיחה איתך אלי ולהגיד איך אתם לכם, הצוותים בשטח, אנחנו יודעים עוד שיגור של עשרות טילים לעבר ישראל, איך הצוותים האלה שומרים על עצמם?
נכון, אנחנו למעשה לפי ההנחיות שלנו בזמן שמתרחבים אירועים שכאלה ושומעים על שיחות צוותי מד"א נקראים ומחכים לשיחות המוקד. ברגע שאנחנו מקבלים את המיקום ומזהים את המיקום במקום שלנו, אנחנו כמובן משברים את האזרחים בזמן שכולם נכנסים למשחקים ומקבלים סיסטם מגן בגדול נוסעים לשטח. אלה הנהלים שלנו, אלה ההנחיות, והדברים לעתים תוך סיכון חיים כמובן, אבל זה חלק מהעבודה וחלק משגרת היום שלנו. אנחנו כרגע נמצאים באיוש שונה של כלל האמבולנסים והניידות טיפול נמרץ, והאמצעים שלנו כולל איוש המוקדים וכל העמדות במוקד, כך שאנחנו נמצאים בהיערכות שיא לתת מענה במדינת ישראל לכלל הכוחות. אנחנו עכשיו מחכים לדקות שיהיו לכיוון ניתור כבר בדקה הקרובה. נוסף לפוליגון כאן במוקד השליטה והבקרה, בתוך ממש דקה או שתיים התחילו הדקות גם בפיגון כפי שלומד.
אלי, תודה רבה, ואנחנו מקבלים עכשיו תמונות שמגיעות בשידור ישיר מרמת גן, ואנחנו מדווחים על כך שהאזעקות יישמעו שוב ברחבי ישראל בעוד כ3 דקות בעקבות אותו שיגור של עוד עשרות טילים מאיראן לעבר ישראל. זה צפוי להתרחש ממש בדקות הקרובות, אז מי שלא נכנס ברבע שעה, 20 דקות האחרונות אל תוך המרחב המוגן, כדאי מאוד שיעשה את זה בדקות הקרובות, כי צפוי לכאן עוד שיגור, להיכנס על המרחבים המוגנים ולהישאר במרחבים המוגנים עד להודעה חדשה.
אנחנו שומעים על מטח נוסף, שוב ירי משמעותי לזכור שמערכות העירות הן לא הרמטיות, חשוב מאוד שאנחנו האזרחים נהיה במרחבים מוגנים. כמובן, כמו שאמרתי, להחליט גם לדבר עם הילדים, לא לשכוח לנשום, מצבים של לחץ וחרדה, זה מצב מאוד טבעי למצב הזה, אבל עברנו את הדברים האלה, כמובן שמי שצריך סיוע לעזור אחד לשני, וכמובן אנחנו כאן למען לסייע כל האנשים להימנע מלצאת החוצה, לא לראות את הנפילות, לא לצלם, לא לתעד את הניווטים ולשרון במרחבים מוגנים. ואנחנו כמובן נמשיך לעדכן את הציבור כל עוד דרוש.
כן, תודה, דיברנו מוקדם יותר על ההחלטה בקבינט שלא לפגוע בדרג המדיני האיראני, ובין היתר ההחלטה הזאת הייתה כדי שיהיה אפשר לעשות אסקלציה. האיום הנוכחי של בכירים הישראלים אומר, אם אכן יקבלו מרכזי אוכלוסייה, אנחנו מצידנו לא מחויבים לפגוע רק במטרות צבאיות. כלומר, את המתקפה הראשונה שלנו הגבלנו רק למטרות צבאיות, גם סיכולים ממוקדים. היו סיכולים ממוקדים של גורמים צבאיים, של המטכ"ל האיראני, לא של חמינאי ואנשיו. האיום הישראלי הנוכחי אומר, אם איראן לא תנהג כך, גם אנחנו ישראל לא ננהג כך באיראן. זה כמובן
כאן רן כוכב, בוא תתקרב אלינו באמצעים שיש לנו כאן. ערב כזה של אחד אחרי השני, זכור לך?
זכור לי, גם ב-11 באפריל שנה שעברה וגם ב1 באוקטובר ששילובים עשרות רבות שתהיה חדרקה להגדיל אישיות ואנחנו הנה יש זכות הנוספות, הפעם אני רואה צפון יותר בגליל חיפה והעמקית ואני חושב שאנחנו כפי שלך פיקוד העורף ורוגע ונחת לתת ללוחמי ולוחמות ההגנה האווירית לעשות את העבודה, הם יודעים לעשות את זה. יש לנו מערכות הגנה אווירית טובות, לא נשלמות, אני מניח שיהיו נפילות, אני מניח שיהיו נפגעים נוספים, אבל אני משוכנע ביכולת שלנו להצליח ולראות את מרב הנכון.
עכשיו לצדנו רן, בואו נעבור אל הצפון הזכות בגליל, בכל רחבי הגליל, בדקות האחרונות, תראו גם עכשיו מדברים בצפון אתה מצטרף אלינו עם מה שקורה במרחב הצפוני.
כן, אז ממש בדקות האחרונות נשמעות חזקות באזור חיפה, באזור העמקים, באזור הגליל התחתון, באזורים מאוד מאוד נפרדים. צריך לציין שבעצם בפעם הראשונה קיבלנו התראה מבעוד מועד על כך שעומדת להישמע אזעקה באזורים האלה. כרגע עדיין לא נשמעו כאן כדי פיצוצים או נפילות, אבל במטח הקודם שהיה לפני כמעט אותה אפשר היה להבחין היטב בשיגורים של המיירטים ובנפילות של הכניסה של הטילים האיראנים אלה התזכיר כאן לפתחנו, ולמעשה הפעם הראשונה מאז המלחמה שיש אזעקות במפת האזעקות, רגע האזעקות גם באזור הגליל העליון, באזור רמת גלתון, בשער צלמון, גם באזור טבריה, אזורים מאוד מאוד נרחבים, התושבים שם נדרשים ניתן כמובן למרחב לפי ההנחיות החדשות של פיקוד העורף, אסור לצאת מאותם מרחבים מוגנים, לא בתור 10 דקות, אלא רק כאשר מקבלים את השחרור הרשמי מפיקוד העורף. ורק לציין שלאורך כל היום הזה הייתה כאן כוננות מאוד גדולה, חדירות של כטב"מים גם באזור רמת הגולן וגם כאן בגליל העליון, כטב"מים איראנים, לא של חיזבאללה, שנורתו גם באזור הגליל העליון וגם באזור דרום רמת הגולן, ללא נפגעים בגוף, ללא נזק, אבל אין ספק שהמלחמה כוללת, המלחמה הזאת מול איראן כוללת בערב הזה אזורים מאוד מאוד נרחבים. אני מבין שבדקות הקרובות לקבל תמונת מצב לגבי נפילות, נפגעים, לגבי כמובן שלא נפגעים.
ראינו גם דיווחים שהגיעו ותיעודים מתושבים בדסק הערבים שטילים הוצפו גם מעל דמשק בסוריה, זאת אומרת הירי הזה מאיראן הגיע גם לשכנות שמסביבנו.
כן, זה פשוט חולק שם, אבל מדובר בטילים בליסטיים שיוצאים ונכנסים ויוצאים לאטמוספירה, לכן אפשר כרגע יש גם אזעקות באזור יוקנעם, באזור גבעת ניר, לחלומל הדרומי, אבל כמו שאת מציינת אותם לבנון, היו ציודים גם מלבנון, סוריה, באמת מדובר בטילים בליסטיים שבאים שהם האטמוספירה, הרבה מאוד מקומות, זה נראה קרוב, אבל בעצם מדובר בכניסה לאטמוספירה בכך של עשרות קילומטרים, ולכן אנחנו פיצוצים, אני לא יודעת רגע...
פיצוצים בצפון ועוד אזעקות במרכז שממשיכות עכשיו, גם בשרון, גם בתל אביב, אזעקות שממשיכות גם בזמן הזה, בכל רחבי המרכז, אנחנו רואים גם ביבנה, כן.
גם בישראל, וכן, כרגע עוד אזעקות גם באזור עפולה, קריית ערד, ישראל, אזור תעשייה אלון, כן, באמת זה מתפרסת לאזורים מאוד מיליוני אזרחים שצריכים כרגע לשהות במרחבים מוגנים, ועוד מתקרב לאזור שני, גם בצפון הכנרת, אזור אלמגור, האון, סביב הכנרת, בעצם גם בגליל העליון,
ישנן אזעקות גם בבאר שבע בזמן הזה, אזעקות גם בחיפה, אזעקות נוספות בתל אביב, שוב, חיפה, באר שבע וגם בדקות האחרונות, כאמור, כולם להיכנס אל המרחב המוגן, והיה צריך לצאת ממנו בדקות האחרונות, אבל כן. אנחנו רוצים לעבור אל הדס גרינברג, כתבתנו שנמצאת בזירת הפגיעה בתל אביב, עוד מהשידור הקודם למעשה הדס. תודה רבה, בואו נשאר אלייך הדס אני חושבת לי מה קורה כאן מאחוריי באותה זירה של בין מתחם של בניינים שלא מעט דברים ומוריד עכשיו בכלל להראות לכם את התקרות כאן שפשוט קרסו למטה מאותה פגיעה וההדף כמובן הריקושט של ההדף שנוצר כאן. יש כאן באמת הרס רב בכל הזה, גם כאן למטה אתם יכולים לראות זכוכיות, את כל התקרה שהתפרקה, את הדלתות שהתפרקו. כאן אתם יכולים, אנחנו ניכנס רגע לראות מבפנים גם איך זה נראה. תראי כאן, נראה לי תראה לכם הכל כאן, באמת זכוכיות שהתפרקו לגמרי במבנה נאמר זאת חדיש. כאן נמצאים בפנים גם הצוותים של כבאות והצלה, גם צוותים של פיקוד העורף, או יוכל להראות לכם עכשיו הצלה מצד ימין, כאן את ההרס שנמצא כאן בפנים, את התקרות הללו שקרסו. צריך לומר
טל, יש כאן לא מעט לחץ של הצדדים, של הצדדים. אני יודע לא סביב מתי את הבניין. כן, אנחנו יוצאים, בסדר? אנחנו יכולים לראות כמובן גם שלא יהיה בפנים את מה שמתרחש כאן על העיקר כזה ממחיש את הנזק הרב שצריך לומר טלי, זה אפילו לא פגיעה ישירה בתוך הבניין, אוקיי? רק בשביל להמחיש את הנזק הרב, תראו את המרפסות עכשיו, את המרפסות עכשיו, סליחה, אתה יכול להפריע לי לעבוד, תודה רבה. בוא נראה עכשיו, בוא נראה בבקשה את המרפסות כאן, שגם התפרקו לגמרי, המרפסות והחלונות, מכל באמת נזק גדול מאוד, ושוב אני מציינת, טלי, זה אפילו לא פגיעה ישירה בבניין, זה מההדף שנוצר כאן מפגיעה שהייתה כאן ממש בסמוך בלוקים שנפתו כאן על הקרקע, צריך לומר, האזור הזה הוא כמובן עדיין מסוכן, כי לא מפסיקים לפעול כאן כל מיני חתיכות של, אנחנו לא יכולים לראות, של תקרות גפס קרקע, ואם אנחנו נתקדם עוד יותר לכיוון הקרוב יותר לאזור הנפילה, עכשיו אתם יכולים לראות אותה כאן מהצד הזה, זה הנזק הגדול של פאתי הבניין, יוצאים עכשיו מים מלמעלה ולבנות כמובן ההבלעים שהופעלו כאן מהפגיעה הישירה הזאת, תראו איך זה גילח פשוט את כל הבניין מהצד, אבל לא רק כאמור את הבניין הזה, תראו את ההרס הרב כאן, אמרת אי אפשר כמובן לעבור כאן אפילו עכשיו, צריך לומר שבמזל חלק מהמקום שאנחנו רואים כרגע, חלק אני מציינת, זה אזור של משרדים, ולכן אנשים לא שהו כאן, אנחנו בשלב הזה לא מדווחים כאן באזור הזה על נפגעים, אז אפשר לומר אותם בהתאם להרס ולנזק הרב שאנחנו רואים, שזה באמת נס שהמקום הזה, הבניינים הללו, לא מאוכלסים על ידי אזרחים, כי אנחנו יכולים לראות את הנזק הרב כאן בתוך זירת הנפילה הזו בתל אביב, כמו שציינו, ליד מקום אסטרטגי למדי כאן באזור מרכז תל אביב, מדיר וכך, המים שעדיין גרים כאן מלמעלה, וכל הבניין שפשוט גולח לגמרי על ידי הפגיעה הישירה הזאת מהטיל האיראני. יש כאן צוותים מאוד גדולים, גם של פיקוד העורף, גם של המשטרה, גם של כבאות והצלה, הם עדיין שורפים כאן בפנים, ומה שעיקר אותם פעם אחר פעם שחזרו כאן, כמו שראינו האזעקות, הם עצרו את השריפות שלהם כל פעם והמשיכו אותם, הם עולים קומה אחר קומה אחר קומה, אנחנו יודעים שלא ניתן כמובן להשתמש מעליות, ובאמת אפילו במצב שבו אנחנו יכולים לראות את הבניין שנמצא פה כרגע עם ההרס הרב הזה. זו תמונת המצב מזירת הנפילה הזאת, כאן טלי, בערב הזה, במרכז תל אביב, דיברנו משעות הבוקר על מתקפת הפתע, רגע נופלים כאן חלקים מהאוויר, דיברנו על מתקפת הפתע שלנו שהייתה מוצלחת וחיכינו לרגע שנראה מה יהיה כאן ששוגרו טילים מאיראן. אנחנו רואים כאן רק הנה, יש כאן בחור שאומר שהוא ראה את זה קורה, אדוני אתה ראית מה היה כאן?
הייתי בחיילת, הייתי, היה ממש טילים מעל תל אביב, היה...
שנייה, בוא נבין למה כולם רצים, עוד בגרת?
כן, יש, אגב אני אתן כך שישנם דיווחים על עוד שיגור שיוצא מכיוון איראן. זה מה שאנחנו מעודכנים בדקות הללו. כן, אז בואו תתפסו בחסי הדס ותמשיכו משם את השיחה. אנחנו כן נעדכן שנכון עכשיו, נכון השעה הזו, ישנן 9 זירות של נפילה ברחבי הארץ. 9 זירות, אנחנו ממשיכים להתעדכן. כרגע הדיווחים שאנחנו מקבלים על נפגעים הם כולם במצב קל עד בינוני, זה מה שאנחנו יודעים בשלב הזה, וכאמור ישנו דיווח שמגיע עכשיו סולימן על עוד שיגור שככל הנראה יצא מאיראן.
נערכים רק הביטחון לעוד גם, אלה דיווחים שמקורם כרגע באיראן, עדיין לא נקלטו כאן במערכת הביטחון או במערכות ההגנה, לכן נהיה מאוד זהירים כרגע.
זה לא דיווח ישראלי, אלא דיווחים איראנים. נגיד אבל כך או כך, בישראל נערכים, כפי שאמרתי, לעוד ירי אפילו טלי שיכול להימשך לתוך הלילה. ולכן צריך להיות ערוכים גם לתרחיש הזה. ואני רוצה להזכיר גם, אמורים להיות דיונים בהמשך, והנה אנחנו רואים סוכנות הידיעות הרשמית איראנית, טוב, נותנת עוד שם מבצע או חמור, נשים את זה בצד, כך או כך, כפי שאמרתי, נערכים לעוד גל נוסף של ירי, עדיין לא נקלט במערכת הביטחון, איך שיקלט אנחנו כמובן נעדכן.
כן, יאללה.
כן, אז קודם כל בואי נגיד הערכת מצב תתקיים בקרוב מאוד במיקום שהוא מיקום שאנחנו לא יכולים לדווח עליו, הוא חסוי והוא מיקום ממוגן, ומשם בין היתר יוצאות הערכות שמדברות על עוד גל של טילים שצפוי להגיע אלינו, גל שלישי, יגיע שלב שבו אנחנו נפסיק לספור את זה בגלים, ופשוט נדע שאנחנו בעיצומה של מלחמה, וכמו שהזכרנו ונזכיר שוב לציבור, זה יכול לקחת גם עוד שעות ארוכות. ונגיד עוד דבר, כי אנחנו כל הזמן נשאלים כולנו כאן בטלפונים הניידים שלנו, איפה בדיוק זה קורה, למה אנחנו לא מדווחים איפה יש נפגעים, והסיבה היא שכולנו, גם אנחנו כאן באולפן וגם הציבור, מתבקשים שלא לעשות את זה. מתבקשים בכל לשון של בקשה שלא לדווח על חשש לנפילות, ולכן אנחנו לא עושים את זה. 5 הנפגעים שאנחנו יודעים לדווח עליהם, 1 במצב בינוני, 4 במצב קל, הם כולם באזור המרכז, אבל מעבר לזה אנחנו לא מרחיבים, ובכוונה אנחנו לא מרחיבים, ואנחנו נערכים ברמת פיקוד העורף, כך אני מבינה, לירי של עוד עשרות טילים בזמן הקרוב, מה שמחזק את הבקשה להישאר כמובן במרחבים העורפיים. גילי שלנו פיקוד העורף.
אז תודה למסר שלך, המסר החשוב באמת להישאר במרחבים מוגנים. אנחנו אמרנו על כניסה למרחבים מוגנים עד להודעה חדשה, ואמרנו שזה יכול להיות למספר שעות, ולכן צריך לגלות אורך רוח, אם הילדים עייפים, תשכיבו אותם לישון, שינוחו. עכשיו, כמו שאמרנו, זה לא הזמן לצאת החוצה, לא לצלם, לא לראות עיוותים, לא לראות פגיעות, ולא להביא את הדברים האלה עכשיו ברשתות החברתיות. הדברים האלה הם מיותרים, מסוכנים. ראינו אנשים שנמצאים בחוץ, זה לא הזמן להיות בחוץ, להיכנס למרחבים מוגנים, טובים ביותר, שעובדים לרשותכם, וכמובן סיוע הדדי כמה שניתן, לראות אם מישהו צריך, לעזור אחד לשני, להרים טלפון לבן משפחה, אתם יכולים עכשיו לנצל את הזמן לדבר עם הורה מבוגר או עם ילד, לראות שהכל בסדר, להגיע. אנחנו עברנו תקופות קשות, אנחנו ביחד, נעבור גם את זה, ולא לשכוח לנשום, גם אנחנו צריכים להצליח ולנשום לפעמים במצבי לחץ, שרוצים לנשום, במצב של חרדה, במצב מאוד טבעי, שמגיעים כל כך הרבה תפקידים,
Hi, baby. We left the cat in here to deal with the missiles. All right, we're back. Is there anybody watching? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. 21:55. That means Michelle messaged just now. Hey. Oh my gosh. We gotta replay this. Yeah, go ahead, guys. How about you take over? I'll get water. You guys talk. Go ahead. Here, Lucas, Daniel, Raya, go ahead.
17 people.
Go ahead, talk, Raya.
What am I
Tell
supposed
them about our experience. What happened?
to? Hectic.
Hectic.
Fun.
You know what that means?
No, I don't.
There were how many waves? There were 2 waves, one after the other.
One.
One wave of attacks, and then another wave of attacks, right?
And then,
They're saying there's going to be another round.
yeah, 15. I just saw mom.
No, you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my
Bye, guys. We will miss you.
Another
Oh
wave.
my goodness, another one. All right, so.
I don't even know where to go with shoes.
Mom, we're still in the live. I never ended the live. And there are still a bunch of people watching, even though there was nothing. But Walter saw, and we cannot wait to end this live, download it and replay this because we don't know. So yeah, so
I can't even find where
we
I put my
had
shoes.
2 rounds. I'm going to do this really quick because we might get another round. Apparently, there's another. Another, oh my God, I'm losing every language that I have. Matach, Tilim, Osaf. So there's another big bunch of rockets, missiles being launched right now from Iran at Israel. I guess that answers that question about whether Israel paralyzed their military. The answer is no. So right now, this in the last 30 minutes, there was the first round of 100 plus. It was at 150. There was the second round of 50. And in the first round, it seemed pretty general where the sirens, well, it was Jerusalem, like Gush Dan, which is like Tel Aviv area. Oh, wow. Jeanette said she saw 2 come past our window. Oh my God. It was so worth leaving this running with nobody talking, wasn't it? Okay. So, all right. So in the first round, it was very heavily concentrated in the center of the country. In the second round, the sirens and the alerts were going for the north, like from right. And the alerts came in like we were getting. Sorry, we're jumping at every sound now. It was north, like I saw Nazareth, Kiryat Shmona, Haifa, like all these areas. Isafia, we have friends that live there. Here, Daniel, I'd like some too, though. And then in the south, like in the Beersheba, Dead Sea area, and then we're like everybody's phone is like on a different timer because like we're there with the neighbors, and then she's like, wait, she's like, Ben Shemin, like, isn't that near us? And we're like, yeah. And then Tony's standing outside the shelter, and suddenly comes running back in, and he's like, wait, I just saw one go over. And then and we're hearing the whole time like these like this boom 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 boom, like, and it's like literally shaking. Like the Lucas, did you say you saw the lamppost shaking?
Nor filmed it.
Oh, Nor filmed it. Okay, great.
You know what I would
So
hear? Like every time at the first one we hear
yeah.
I would hear something shake. I don't know what it was.
It's totally not animal.
Well, they don't have one in their house, so I don't know where they're going. What? Oh my gosh, that was over. Wow, yeah, they were all flying over our neighborhood.
That's just so
It's
warm.
open.
But
Okay, 5 to 7 direct hits. 5 people injured so far, according to the
one of my friends
Magan David Adom, the ambulance service.
My friend talked to lives in Beit Safafa.
And somebody here in Beit Safafa filmed it. Beit Safafa is not far from us.
And it's near.
And yep. And so apparently they were happening. That was happening. Well, wow.
No, they saw one in
Let me show. See that right there? That is like right in our neighborhood. And I mean, apparently whoever was watching saw some of these. Can I have my water back, please?
No.
Please? I desperately need it. Gong Gong is buried by Daniel right now.
Look, Mom. Mom.
What? Whoa. Did he just say hello?
Yes.
Oh my God.
I said that too, Mom. I filmed a video of me saying that.
Oh my God.
So I have
What's your question?
the question is, why are the drones easier to shoot down than these ballistic
I don't know
missiles?
that they are. I
Well,
don't know.
200
Oh.
drones were all shot
Yes.
down.
Or maybe because they take longer. I don't know. How long did the missiles take? So
They said
look
that.
at this. The news. You see.
Ryan.
Oh, Raya, don't play videos of
No,
sirens.
no,
You
no,
see
no.
all the people on the left of the screen there. They are standing in a shelter. These are all the anchors and reporters, and they're all in a safe room, reporting from there. And they're not in the regular studio. Also, what you see on the other side, where there's the Israeli flags and an empty podium, it says that the spokesperson for the military spokesperson is going to be giving a speech. None of us will be here to watch it. You guys will be, I guess, if I leave the live stream running. So all of Lucas's and Raya's friends have filmed.
Maya, is it
Whoa!
Show me. Show me.
Have filmed the rockets over their heads while we went in the bomb shelter. I'm always torn between
Maya.
taking video and whatever. I was a little bit on Facebook, and then only at the last minute figured to use Tony's phone to also update. What do you call it?
Was it you again?
No videos, guys, on mute.
Just put us
To do updates like in the comments. So I was trying to do updates in the comments. All right,
I have a
so
question.
you go ahead.
Drones take like 9
How much-
hours to get here.
6.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
So they're more easy to
What?
intercept. The other missile, the ballistic missile,
How-
takes 12
how-
minutes.
That
Much did you say?
12
wow.
minutes to get here.
How much?
Also,
Oh,
it's
you want to know?
traveling
Yes.
fast.
Wow.
I just did.
I don't think they heard you.
Okay.
And then,
How
and then
much?
they have another
rockets?
missile, which is not a ballistic
many?
one. That
How
takes
many
2 hours to
missiles?
get here.
Yeah,
Oh,
missiles.
you
Missiles
said
did
like
you
a
see?
cruise missile?
Yeah.
How many
it's a
missiles
cruise
did you
missile.
guys see?
Okay.
Is Batyam near?
No,
So ballistic
south
12
of Tel
minutes.
Aviv. I think
That's
Walter said he
fast, okay.
saw at
So
least
that's-
one.
That's why it's hard
Now
to-
he says them,
Yeah.
and then I see also that Jeanette said she saw
Who's that,
2
Lucas?
Well,
come
you
past
could
our window.
Get the
So
time from that.
How do you like
from
that?
When they saw it, you could get the time and then scroll.
yes,
back and
that's
see.
Tel Aviv.
No, someone saw it. Someone sent it to me. I saw it.
Oh no, everybody's getting these pictures. Oh, this is from my friend.
Which
Picture
one?
right here
Who?
of
Who?
their skies.
Over
Oh,
my
my
side, I
goodness.
saw. I see a black sign. Now I'm scared to use the bathroom.
How funny. Okay, so just going through all
And Sophie's
the
casually. Sophie's dad is just
Friend?
watching TV.
Are you all okay? I'm praying for you.
Oh.
let's see, big again, my translation skills are not working out. Walter saw 3, Raya. Thank you.
3 here?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
הרס רב
Yeah, I don't know that's watching.
מפגיעה בבניין באזור המרכז. Large destruction. I can't. Harris Rav, how would you translate that?
Yes, that's a lot of.
A lot of damage. There we go. A lot of damage to a building in the center. Now, freaking social media. This is what happens. Everybody starts putting out pictures. And Ruben saw 2. Oh, I can't believe it. Everybody's like watching an empty feed and actually getting entertainment. And Ruben not only saw 2, he says, hi, Raya. And Ruben, look. Oh, Daniel, he's facing the other way. He's so tired and loves my father. He loves his gong gong. So bad damage to a building. 5 injured, 2 DMV, 2 notes. Right. So people are putting out. Ruben also says hi, Daniel. Hi, Lucas.
Hi, Ruben.
Hi, Ruben.
And they say hi, and she says hi too, right, Chuchi? You say hi to Jeanette. Jeanette wants to come see you this summer.
wants to know. Can you do it? I'm doing.
Matthew wants to know what?
Oh, we're all okay.
No, don't tell him. Tell him to tune into the live.
Sorry,
Well, he
Charlie.
can. He might have to go back.
Oh, that's so funny. Wow, why are we not getting called away? This is great. And Walter says hi to everyone as well. This is awesome. I think I was in the middle of saying something. The injured, the damage. There's too much going on. I have to say, there's.
We're talking about a building got hit.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Yes.
Where was that?
Oh.
In Tel Aviv?
Is this the new one, or is this just overall 200 missiles? It must be overall.
No, this is overall for now.
Oh, I know what I was going to say because it just popped up again. Do not share photos of the missile hits. Do not share photos. If you are anywhere in Israel, or wherever you live, and you don't want to, want your country to get bombed with more accuracy, do not share your photos on social media. Too late for that, according to my kids' messages. But luckily they weren't hits. But when they see where they hit, like for instance, these buildings in Tel Aviv, they can recalibrate their missiles. And if they're hitting Tel Aviv, what are they likely aiming for? The airport. So anyway, there was messages came out like almost instantly from the military spokesperson's office, say like stop sharing videos.
Yeah.
So
John, how long do you think we were in, from the time it went down to the time?
let's see what's happening in Tel Aviv.
This is a Daily Mail. That was here that long.
More? Okay.
Wow. Okay, so this is in, it looks like Tel Aviv. I'm not sure. Let's see.
אנחנו יחד עם פיקוד העורף ויחד עם מד"א וכב"א מטפלים בדירה. יש מספר
All right, so this
כאן במקום.
this is the site where it landed. One of them landed.
מספר נפגעים שכבר פונו.
כמה נפגעים עד עכשיו ראית שפונו?
Injured haven't yet been evacuated.
אני לא יכול לדייק במספרים. פונו אותו, הערכה בערך 10 נפגעים.
No, he's saying 10
חלקם
about
פונו על
it.
ידי מד"א, חלקם התורה נכנסים כאן למקום ממוגן. אנחנו מבקשים מכל התושבים
We ask
לא
all
לצאת החוצה בכלל, להישאר בחדר המוגן.
all of citizens do not exit your bomb shelter.
כרגע אנחנו בסריקה.
Oh, now they're saying up to 17 injured, 16 moderate and
לראות שאין נקודים.
one lightly injured. No, why?
Because they're striking, you know what happened?
Oh man, can't show you the TV, the news. For that long, there's like a time limit. So hopefully, yeah. So, but most likely in this case, it'll be okay.
בבניין, יש כאן פגע בבניין פגיעה ישירה, לפי מה שאנחנו מבינים. יש כאן עוד מספר זירות שכתוצאה מהפגיעה הזאת. יש עוד מספר זירות.
It wasn't an explosion, it was a missile that hit.
וכמובן,
Yeah.
That's the latest attack.
Yeah.
על פי כל מה שהומנו ומה שאנחנו אמורים לעשות יחד עם פיקוד העורף, יחד עם קב"א ומד"א, כמו שכבר אמרתי.
Let's see. Israeli officials are saying we're getting help from America in taking down some of the Iranian attacks, and the defense minister the defense minister Israel Katz says that Iran's going to pay a heavy price. What, Lucas? Let me see. Oh my God. Right. Look, wait, rewind that. I want to show it.
It's on TikTok.
Oh, well, you know what? Send me the link. Send me the link. I'll put it on TikTok. Can you send me the link? Send it on WhatsApp. No, but then I'll open it on a TikTok website. All right.
It's raining missiles from out of the sky.
Okay, so
I don't know why, but it's missiles out of the sky.
Anyway. Yeah, Emily, I was translating something. We're waiting for more sirens, I guess. We're just gonna sit here waiting. What? Emily's watching. Yeah, so Emily's up to date. Oh, Iranians shot down an Israeli fighter jet. Where are you getting that? I didn't get that.
Wow. Where's that?
This is in Tel Aviv.
Like what?
And everybody is watching. Oh my God. That is crazy. Oh, I'm sorry. I should send this. Can I open it? I think I might be able to open it if I can open it. Sorry, I gotta shut this off because everybody thinks it's happening here.
Fran
שמענו אותו
Mangano
מתלמידים,
wrote
העובדה
Yeah,
שישראל
yes,
כץ אומר אותה בהודעה רשמית מטעמו, ואני רוצה שנתעכב.
No, I'm sorry. I have to find a way to be able to open this in a website, and that'll be the only way that I can show you. Let's see what I can do here.
מה אתה חוששים בדרך?
Yes, we've been waiting though. Tony just said it's round 3 is on its way,
Wow.
but we've been waiting. All right, let's you know what? Twitter is always a good source. You know, the platform formerly known as Twitter.
Look at this baby.
Let me find some. What are they hashtagging it? Tel Aviv, maybe.
That's Tel Aviv right there.
That is the direction of Tel Aviv, yeah. It's not Tel Aviv though. Like we can't see it from here. All right. So here we go. Here's one. That's not a. Ooh, wow.
Oh, that's a good one.
That is a good one. All right, guys. I'm going to show you some videos. I don't know what the people are doing who are observing Shabbat. Wait, let me silence them a little bit. All right, here we're going to share this.
וואי, יש שם, זה לא נפילות?
נפילות, אבא, זה נפילות.
What they're saying is.
תראה, אבא, תראה.
תראה.
Yeah, hot shelters, not watching.
וואי, יש שם, זה לא נפילות?
Let's see if I can find some others. I looked for Tel Aviv itself. Here's a good
That's the
one.
one that.
אימא'לה.
No, but that's in Tel Aviv. That's where they already.
Did I just say not to do that?
No, you said not to show the TV.
No, that too. But I also said don't show videos because it would give us just an. So okay. Also, you guys are getting information that we don't have. Okay. Oh, wait. Let me go back to Twitter and what?
Did you not hear that?
What is
It
it?
sounded like an earthquake.
Yeah, I heard that too.
I felt you see it.
What?
Yeah.
All right, we're either all. All right.
Okay, I think that's a sign.
All right, we don't hear anything. Okay, Walter followed. Okay, so yeah, we're still sitting here waiting.
I want to go to bed.
We all want to go to bed. Well, we got a mattress down there.
No.
Oh, please.
Does it say Niten litzet mi merchav mugan?
Okay.
That means we can get out?
Yeah.
We're already
we're
out.
legal now. We're legal because it says you can leave your safe space, and that's great since we did,
I got it.
obviously. Wow.
Wait, let's see.
What
Look,
did-
it's the Daily Mail. Look if I go into that account
Mm-hmm.
for all their latest videos is
Look, so much, so pretty.
So
there's
pretty.
Another round coming, Tony?
Yeah, but they also said, so they said, well, it says you can leave your safe space, but then it says underneath, however, stay near.
Oh,
You know what?
Wait, but like to say near to your safe place.
for the marshal.
So don't go far,
Mom, you know
is what they're
I
saying.
said?
What did a girl say?
Everyone today. She posted this morning.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. So yeah, we're doing a whole review of TikTok right now, and like the shopping and the crazed, frenzied shopping of the morning, all the way to the rockets of the evening and the missiles and everything. All that being said, other facts that I would have gotten to in a normal, civilized manner. Israel has called up. That's just an ambulance. Just an ambulance. Israel has called up reservists for all theaters of war, meaning that possibly the North, well, definitely the North. I saw specifically they called up reservists to the North. There's still a war going on in Gaza. What do you call it? We got no news from that today. Actually, didn't hear anything about, the humanitarian aid, whether it got in, whether it was attacked, whether, any massacres took place or whatever, no news, because everybody's on the Iranian thing right now. Okay, so that's it. Now we sit around and wait. Just wait. Anybody? It's very quiet here. I think it's all. Oh my God. We're all ready to go to bed. We're all ready to go to bed. She's fine. She's fine. She's looking. She's going to be the first one to sense any missiles coming in. All right, let's see. Wow, that was a crazy one. That was one where you hear a lot of impacts. So the news guys moved back out to their studio, which is actually they're sitting out on a patio. She has been on almost all day, and probably Ohad has as well. That's the mayor of Tel Aviv sitting with them.
Oh, okay. He's still mayor?
I don't know, actually.
I think he's a mayor.
Okay, so.
Whatever happened to Nir Barkat?
Well, he's in the Knesset now.
Oh, he's in the Knesset?
Yeah, he's in the Likud.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he's good to go. Oh my gosh, Jeanette asked. It's a great question. Is there enough space for you all to sleep in the shelter?
No.
Not without losing our minds. We were just down there with our. First of all, this is how our building goes. There's 8 apartments. I think one is empty. So of 7 residents, let's say, we will go, and our neighbor across the hall will go, and the neighbors from upstairs with one of their dogs, and then the neighbors downstairs, and also people walking by on the street might also stop in. So there's an elderly couple upstairs. Never have seen them for a siren. Oh my gosh, wait, I forgot about the young couple with the baby.
Yeah, I don't know, but they might not be.
But they don't come out anyway. Anyway, maybe they're not even home. And then there's also another woman who is a Holocaust survivor, and she's just like, well, I survived. I'm okay. Like, I'm not going for that. So they don't go. Then the rest of us may or may not. But to sleep in there, if it ever gets to that point, we will get in a car and we will drive to the Egyptian border or Jordan, and we will get through and get on a plane and go somewhere else because to sleep in that shelter would be awful. It is filthy. I really should do a video down there, but the problem is when I'm on live, I can't I can't up myself on live or something. I even tried to join this, but I couldn't. So the shelter is small. It is not ventilated. It is filthy, dusty. How would you describe it? It's just concrete.
It makes me think of a concentration camp.
Oh, makes them think of a concentration camp. That's nice. Some safe rooms are a little bit better because they're in your house and they're reinforced and you can stay in a room, but that's in only very, very new buildings. And what about then there's others. There's a public one that my parents, if they were at their apartment, their public bomb shelter is a little bit nicer because it's
air conditioned.
And it's air conditioned?
It's air conditioned.
Pack a bag. Wow. Okay. What?
Our place.
Oh, well, we don't have one.
Right. So where my parents, their apartment building does not have its own shelter. Like at least ours is in the building. It's the bottom floor, but it's here. But my parents don't have one at all.
We were together with more, and then there was another person that joined us.
Oh, the lady, yes, right, the lady
In the
on
stair- in the
the
stairwell.
floor below us, you know, her husband died.
Oh,
a while
yeah.
ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So they sit on the stairwell.
Yeah.
Which
And then
is,
we all got there.
yeah, exactly. So everybody here is really wants to go to sleep right now. But first of all, it would be very hard to go to sleep just knowing that there's another round of missiles headed our way. And because like the minute you fall asleep, the sirens are going to go off.
Yeah, that's right.
And also, there's no way. I mean, I'm checking my phone every 2 seconds. Like, there's no way. Anyway, thank you, Nick. Thank you for your prayers. So far, so good. We're safe. We're all right. So, thank you very much. Wait, Ruben, what one is empty? What are you talking about? I forgot what I was talking about that you're referring to.
Is it around 5 million?
They're no longer talking about another round, but they did say the number of injured is about 14.
Wow.
Oh, not that much. For like a million
Not
rockets?
Not that much for that many rockets, actually.
Yeah, not that much.
Wow. Okay. So I'm just checking all the messages I didn't yet look at.
Look, that's it.
What? Oh, that's the building that was hit.
In Tel Aviv.
Right.
There's 14, and there's 15 injuries. It says 14 are like
Okay, 15 injuries.
14 like not bad at all, and one like medium. I don't know what a medium injury is, but
Oh, Caitlyn Jenner is in town.
oh, yeah, she's in Tel Aviv.
I guess
She's
the Pride
Aviv.
Parade is canceled for tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, no public access.
That's right. All right, what else?
Well, we
Oh.
have a pigeon on our windowsill.
Oh, and in other
Two
news,
eggs.
there's a pigeon with 2 eggs on their windowsill in their apartment.
You should take our cat over to sleep.
Oh, gosh.
Okay.
Our cat would be nice. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah, so
Okay, let's see. So everyone in the building would have to sleep in there. Yes. Yes, and there's no room, and it's just like you would have to bring your own. I mean, as it is, I don't even know who donated the plastic chairs that are there. There's not even enough chairs to sit on. We have a mattress down there
It's
that
filthy.
it is filthy, of course, but that we put. Oh, Bob! Did you see that? That wasn't an Iranian. Hold on.
That was the cat. That was
That's
the
the cat. She just added a source.
So now change it.
She added a
Fix it.
source.
Oh, I love it.
What do I do?
That's
She added a source.
I don't even know what that means. Do you guys see this?
this is awesome. So, oh, you got it.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Changed the picture. The cat jumped on the keyboard and changed the picture.
All right, here's some updated statistics. 200 ballistic missiles launched at Israel in 2 rounds. 14 people injured, and for what is this? 14 people injured. Okay, most of the missiles were shot down. There were 9 that fell. What is that a better word? Is there a better word? Security officials are saying that America is helping us in repelling the attack. Oh, my audio went out.
Mom?
Maybe she
cat.
stepped on volume or whatever there.
Oh, what is volume to?
On
Oh
mute,
my
all right?
god! Oh my god!
It's awesome.
Mom?
I mean, you want this cat, and then she does this.
Yeah, if it's a nuclear site, I don't know how to fix it.
No, your audio didn't go up. I hear you.
You hear me now? Okay. But what are you on? Are you
I'm
on
on
Facebook?
YouTube.
Try Facebook.
You want this cat?
Try Facebook. See if the audio's out. Oh, other people can hear me. Hi, Lisa. My gosh. All right, I'm on. Walter. Everybody else can hear me. Okay. Oh, wow, look at the scene there.
Yeah, it's.
You can turn it off now. You
No,
can
just
turn me off.
did you hear yourself?
I did. I heard myself, and Lisa said she can hear me. Thank you for watching. This is awesome. What a way to see long lost family, right? Oh my gosh, we have to we got to find a better way to meet. Although we can't get to America anymore. It's like, and my parents probably can't leave here. But wow, the destruction looks pretty bad.
Yeah. Well, it's a missile. It's a ballistic missile.
Anyway,
what did you expect it to do?
right,
Like that.
right. But so it looks like, all right. So what is it? Iran crossed the red line, and Netanyahu. What's
So
it
they're
say?
gonna
Must
intensify the attack.
Mechnas.
They're gonna re-look the situation.
Reassess
So
the situation,
exactly.
and okay, so Netanyahu said they're going
That's
to
it, that they attack now residential areas, so now that's going to that's going to cost them.
Okay, so here's what the Israelis will say.
Obviously,
They will say that they targeted military sites and nuclear sites, and also like specific people in like leaders in the Iranian military. And so they will say that we targeted these sites and these people specifically, and we avoided as much as possible civilian casualties. Whereas, whoa, what happened there? Whereas here, they targeted civilian sites, as you saw right outside this window right here. This is a civilian area. What is happening with that building? That is like completely destroyed. It looks like hundreds of people would be dead. So I don't know. Where were they?
I think it's too early to even say who's injured and how many injured. I think it's too early. So the numbers will go up.
It's just an ambulance. I know, we're all jumping. We hear all of these, like every sound makes us jump. So, okay. Shnei Putzuim Kashe Baramat Gan. There you go. Now, there are two seriously injured in another area. Okay, and then what is this? That looks really bad. Here, quick look at the TV. Look at the destruction there. What? So they're saying that not every safe place is created equally. Some of them aren't high quality. So Lorena's asking if we keep supplies down there. No, we don't, and maybe we should. We don't have specific orders to do so, but we want to avoid having to sleep there because it's disgusting. However, if it gets to it, we'll have to take stuff with us. We weren't expecting, and we never have had to stay in shelters for more than 15 to 30 minutes at a time. So we don't have supplies down there, and we Yeah. So anyway, but
Look in the fridge,
there's something that some of the Israeli officials, Netanyahu said earlier, expect to be for more extended times in shelters, and I don't know if or when and how long. So we might have to consider that actually. Okay, so now update on the injuries. 21 injured. I'm sorry, I'm speaking like half English, half Hebrew. One seriously injured and one medium, and everybody else seemed to be light injuries. But look at this. Tel Aviv. And actually, we wouldn't need blankets because it's so hot down there and there's no air. And here's the other thing. We could get locked in from the outside. That's like really dangerous. You can't shut it from the inside, but if you go in, like you have to hold it shut from the inside. I don't see a mechanism to close it. And people outside could actually move the bars and lock us in, and there's no way to get out from that. That thing is like a solid, and there's no air, and it's so hot. It would be actually awful. So you know what? No supplies are going down there. We'll go to my parents' bomb shelter down the street. We saw a video. It looks much nicer.
And bigger.
Yeah. So, all right. What else? These are great questions. If you, Ruben asked, 9 missiles hit their target. Yeah, I don't know how they aimed, and if they aimed or just said, hey, let's just send 200 missiles and it'll hit something. I'm not sure, honestly. It looks more like that because it's a residential area in Tel Aviv that was hit. So so I would say that it's they weren't targeted. They just blanketed the entire nation with 200 missiles. Tammy asks or says, sounds like your doors are backwards for your shelter. No, Israel is backwards when it comes to shelters, because actually on October 7th, a lot of the people who were sheltering in their safe rooms in the Gaza envelope area, their safe rooms are built for missiles and for rockets, but they're not built for infiltration. So a lot of the people were holding their doors shut against the terrorists. Like, yes, there were rockets, and that's why they were in their safe rooms, but then there was an infiltration and there were terrorists opening the doors. So people were just in the back, like in their rooms, holding the doors with their hands. And
So they don't die?
So they don't get taken or whatever. And so anyway, now there is a big push to rethink this door system. Now, as far as this public-ish bomb shelter that we have in the building, I have no idea what is the actual story with that. But first of all, like, you could either be locked in by somebody from the outside. You would have to hold the door anyway. And the thing is, you're supposed to you're supposed to keep the door closed, because in case there's like shrapnel, and shrapnel is what ends up injuring a lot of people. So you're supposed to keep your door closed, but like, you'd have to stand there and hold it. And then you would have to be concerned still that that little lever would fall just a little bit, enough to hold that huge steel door in place. So anyway, yeah, it's a dangerous situation either way. It's like dangerous if you go in, and it's dangerous if you don't. So and we haven't had to really face this challenge yet, actually. Joy loves our guard cat. Where is the guard cat? Where'd she go?
Guarding another side.
Oh, she went out?
No, she's out guarding another side.
Oh, she's guarding another side of the house now. Okay. So, all right. Awesome. This is awesome conversation. It's like things you don't really have to think about usually, right? In life. All right. Let's see. I'm just blowing through all my channels here. I really, between this and that round, I really wanted to just wash my hands. But okay. Tammy says if ballistic missiles they aim and can control while ascending but cannot maintain control while they're descending. Okay. So I think they are, yeah. And that's also why the public has been asked not to share photos of like where the missiles fell so that they will know how to, like, for instance, the Houthis, when they started after October 7th, the Houthis from Yemen, they're Iranian proxy based in Yemen, they started just launching rockets, and most of them would like go to the Alat area, which is the southernmost city, the closest for them. And then eventually they were getting toward the center of the country and eventually Tel Aviv. And of all of the hundreds of rockets they shot, very few got through the Israeli air defense system. But the one of them that did, one of the very few, actually landed on the grounds of the airport in Tel Aviv. So very bad irony right there, because then, of course, all the airlines freaked out and whatever. But it looks like that they learned from all of their previous launches and eventually got more and more accurate as they went along, which is why they were able to land at Tel Aviv. So here, let me read you a quote from U.S. President Donald Trump. I gave Iran a chance after chance to make a deal. I told them in the strongest of words to just do it. But no matter how hard they tried, no matter how close they got, they just couldn't get it done. I told them it would be much worse than anything they know, anticipated, or were told, that the United States makes the best and most lethal military equipment anywhere in the world by far, all caps, and that Israel has a lot of them, with much more to come, and they know how to use it. Certain Iranian hardliners spoke bravely, but they didn't know what was about to happen. They are all dead, all caps, now, and it will only get worse. There has already been great death and destruction, but there is still time to make this slaughter, with the next already planned attacks being even more brutal, come to an end. Iran must make a deal before there is nothing left and save what was once known as the Iranian Empire. No more death, no more destruction. Just do it before it is too late. God bless you all. And then he says, another one, 2 months ago, I gave Iran a 60-day ultimatum to, quote, make a deal. They should have done it. Today is day 61. I told them what to do, but they just couldn't get it done. Now they have perhaps a second chance. Wow, Terry also saw 2 go by our window. I'm telling you, it was worth it. I felt a little awkward down there. You know, I tried to join my own live. Before we go for the next, if there's a next one, maybe there won't be a next one. Let's hope not. But what I would do is I would invite myself. I would link in and then approve it and then go and then anyway. But yeah, I'm glad you guys saw stuff, because it was kind of a risk to just leave it on. Like, weird, right? But I know somebody messaged me like, your live is going and you're not there. And I'm like, I know, but I'm trying to read the comments. I tried to tap in to like Jacob. I had interviewed Jacob like an hour and a half ago now. Oh my God. And I tried to use that link to get myself in, but I would have to be sitting here to approve the link. So, all right, we're up to 22 injured. IDF reveals that it struck the Isfahan nuclear site. What else? Okay. He's talking now. The army spokesman.
האחריות שלכם בעורף מצילה חיים. גם הערב ראינו את חשיבות השמירה על ההנחיות. אני מבקש מכם להמשיך לפעול כך, זה מציל חיים. לשם כך נועדה האזהרה המוקדמת שקיבלתם מראש מפיקוד העורף.
Oh, thank you.
זוהי עדות
That's
נוספת
awesome.
לצורך ביציאה למבצע, שמטרתו להסיר את האיום. אנחנו לא נאפשר לאיראן להתעצם ולעצור חומרים שיהוו איום קיומי על מדינת ישראל. יש להמשיך ולנהוג על פי הנחיות פיקוד העורף, הן מצילות חיים. אני מנצל את ההזדמנות הזו ומדגיש, אל תשתפו מיקומי נפילות. האויב עוקב אחר תיעודים האלה בשביל לשפר את מלחמה.
Post pictures of hits. That's what he's saying. Too late.
ייתכנו בהמשך מטחי ירי נוספים. לשם כך אנחנו פועלים, כדי להסיר את האיום הזה.
Did he say there's going to be more?
נמשיך לשמור על קור רוח. יחד נוכל לזה. תודה.
That's it?
What is their report?
He's a man of a few words. I miss Daniel Hagari. All right. Also in a statement from Netanyahu today, he addresses the Iranian people, and he speaks to them directly. He says, to the proud people of Iran, I don't know if it's going to fit here. Just put it there, maybe. Yeah, put it there. There's no room here. All right. To the proud people of Iran, we are in the midst of one of the greatest military operations in history, Operation Rising Lion. Now, Rising Lion, the lion is like the symbol of the Persian Empire, or somehow the Shah, the time of the Shah, something like that. And so it's like very significant, actually, symbolism as well. Not just like, it's also in Hebrew different than in English, but I think it's from scripture. But in any case, the rising lion has significance on many different levels. He's talking about the Islamic regime, which has oppressed you for almost 50 years, threatens to destroy our country, the state of Israel. The objective of Israel's operation is to thwart the Islamic regime's nuclear and ballistic missile threat to us. As we achieve our objective, which, by the way, is going to go on for several days, we are also clearing the path for you, people of Iran, he's talking to achieve your freedom. In the past 24 hours, we have taken out top military commanders, senior nuclear scientists, the Islamic regime's most significant enrichment facility, and a large portion of its ballistic missile arsenal. More is on the way. The regime does not know what hit them or what will hit them. It has never been weaker. This is Netanyahu speaking to the Iranian people. This is your opportunity to stand up and let your voices be heard. Woman, life, freedom. Zan, Zendege, Azadi, which is in Persian. And anyway, this is extremely interesting, basically calling for the people of Iran to rise up against the government, which they have done several times in the past few years, but have been quashed. And lately, the latest, Women Life Freedom was the latest movement when women were taking off their hijab and then getting killed for it. So anyway, he says the nation of Israel and the nation of Iran and the nation of Israel have been great friends since the days of Cyrus the Great. The time has come for the Iranian people to unite around its flag and its historic legacy. Again, he's talking about the lion, which is why the symbolism, by standing up for your freedom from the evil and repressive regime. You for a walk, sure. I mean, at an 11 o'clock at night walk, yeah, go for it.
Wait, gong.
All right. To 22 injured, 2 serious, 2 medium, 18 light. There's going to be a lot of updates to that number as we go through the night. I will never forget October 7th, starting out by saying 10 killed, and then 30 killed, 40 killed, 100, 200, 700, and eventually getting to 1,200. That was insane. So, and that took a couple of days to figure out. But all right, I think I'm going to wrap this up now. I think I am out of things. There's a million things to say, but I think we should probably try to calm down and go to sleep. Doesn't look like this third round is coming. Nobody's talking about it anymore, not in any of my channels. So anyway, this has been great. I love the interaction. I cannot believe how much, like, how everybody has been still here. This is amazing. And for so long, and even while we were not here with you, but in spirit. So anyway, thank you so much. And this will be happening probably throughout the weekend. So please come back and we'll chat again and see what the latest is. So thank you so much, everybody. And ciao.